After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 510. Today is Monday, June 20th, 2022, as we are recording. Happy belated Father's Day to those of you who are watching who are dads of any kind.
I don't think we have any guys who watch anymore.
We don't know that. Just because they're not members of the group doesn't mean they don't watch. Or don't comment or whatever. We do want to welcome you to the Fun in the Woman Cave. I am Marleisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
As I said, we want to welcome you all to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you're new, we hope you find something you enjoy and that you'll continue to join us. If you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. And if you're in the shadows, either new or returning, please feel free to join us officially. Just tap the little subscribe button. I think it's red on your right, and the little bell, and that will give you notifications so you know when the podcast is up. Okay? You don't miss anything. If you want to take part in the alongs and the giveaways, and we have a lot of giveaways right now, but alongs and camaraderie and all that kind of stuff, that happens at our homepage, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. All that stuff is in the information box below the video. Okay? All right. What do we want to start with? T.
How many projects do you...
6.
Okay, I have 7. So that answers that. I think I would have still had to go because of that. Whoopsie, sorry.
You messed with my...
It moved back.
You messed with my notes. Do not mess with the notes.
Take a breath.
Do not mess with the notes.
I think it's obvious that I took a nap earlier.
My hair doesn't want to act right either. It's just...
Okay, so I'm having right now one of my comfort teas, the Tea Spot Russian Caravan, which is 100% organic lapsang souchong, 100%. Okay, how can they all be 100%?
maybe the tea blend is 100%.
Oh, okay.
100% lapsang souchong, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Because otherwise, it's like there's no way they can all be 100%.
Maybe they're pure of what each of them are.
So they're all 100%. Organic lapsang souchong, organic oolong, organic Assam, and organic pu'er.
It sounds like it might be smoky.
It's a little bit smoky. I actually think it's more earthy than smoke.
Earthy's good.
Like woody.
Like Woody?
Well, not like the person Woody, but like a wood taste.
I have to tell him that you said that. I don't know how I'll phrase that without it sounding weird, but it smells smoky. It's hot.
Mm-hmm. Teas do get hot.
It's a little smoky for my taste, but it's not bad.
Mm-hmm. That's what you've said about this one
Yeah.
before, where it's like,
I feel like I'm drinking it at a campfire, you know, where there's a lot of smoke coming out, but there's a sweetness under it.
Yes, and I think, I think that might be lapsang souchong that has a little bit of sweetness.
I know that there are people it's like a rooibos, that it tends to polarize people. Like some really like it and some don't.
I'm a fan of lapsang souchong, but there's no real surprise there.
Well, I'd have to see. I'm a fan of the pu'er, even if I can't say it.
And there is some pu'er in here, so maybe that's what you look.
Okay. So back from the interruption. Did you get finished with your tea? Saying what it was?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That happened before the doorbell.
I'm not able to have what I want to have because I first have to have what's in my box for this month.
And you didn't want to make an extra cup of tea.
I didn't want to make an extra cup of tea. So mine is the Zodiac Cancer Tea. It's an Adagio tea. This is what the little portion size looks like. So it's one cup. I mean, some of them you can re-steep. I wouldn't re-steep this one necessarily. This one is green tea. Oh, you read it.
Yes, ma'am.
It's too small for me to read without my glasses.
Green tea, white tea, rose hips, apple pieces, chamomile flowers. I think that's why I was interested in see how it would be as well. Rooibos, because it has green tea, white tea, and chamomile. Those are 3 teas I like. Natural apricot flavor. Now, apricots I'm not so fond of. Apricots, blue cornflowers, which I love, peppermint leaves, marigold flowers, and natural pear flavor. Moderate caffeine. Now, a lot of the fruits in here are either mild fruits or that kind of...
Yeah, it's very light. Even I think it's a little light.
Although it's funny, sometimes she'll think something's really light, and I'll be like, what are you talking about? This is super flavorful. And then it'll be the other way around. Our taste buds aren't actually really aligned.
I think we like
This smells like a peach iced tea.
Okay, I couldn't identify it. There's no peach in there, though.
Yeah,
Apricots.
There is pear. So
Pear, yeah.
I can't really taste this.
Yeah, it's very, very light. The last... I'm finding that I don't think I'm really a big fan of the lighter teas unless it's a white tea with pear or something like that, where it's...
Which it has, but it's the other flavors.
It's the other stuff. I mean, I haven't had a lot of luck with this particular box in terms of... I mean, I have had some really good teas in here, but I've had more in this box than I did in the Christmas box or the winter box in December that I don't like because... I just think I'm not a big fan of the teas that are better iced because I don't like to necessarily drink it iced. I want it to be hot.
Yeah.
And the flavors, maybe, to be in all fairness, maybe they would be better if they were cold.
Yes. And neither of us are as big a fan of iced tea as we are of hot tea, which is just about heresy down here in the South.
Yep.
Even though we're not super South, but we are South.
Yeah, we are considered... Well, we're considered... border people, Northern Virginia. We're on the border of Northern Virginia, so this is quite light, and it's okay. I would probably give it a 3 or 3.5. It's not like yesterday's where I went ahead and upped it by half a star so I could give it the 2 on the rating, not just the 1 sitting there, because it wasn't like that one that I had where
they had to dump it.
I mean, I've dumped 3 of them that I haven't finished, that one being one of them.
But I mean, like,
but
whereas,
I could have finished the last 2 that I dumped, but the one that I gave a 1 star, I stuck to it. I couldn't drink it. It wasn't drinkable to me, and so I just dumped it. But I haven't had as much of that problem with the teas that are more fall, winter, and early spring. It's the late spring and summer that I have a lot of trouble with teas because they're just not my flavor profile, I guess. But I mean, it's in my Adagio double-walled cup, and I didn't pay for this.
You earned
it with my accolades, and accolades are things that you get for commenting and participating and stuff like that. If you're not in the for this thing where you do the community, you can get extra points because you can post pictures and you can do reviews and things like that. So right now I'm capable of getting more accolades than I would normally if, like Talia, if I was just participating. I think you get 5 points a day.
If you actually participate. I know that I've been really bad about keeping up. I used to be better, but energy being what it is, I really have to choose where I allocate that energy. And yes, I forgot to show that I am using my oboe head mug. This is what my head looks like.
Yes, it is. Yeah, put this over here.
You gave Dad my nickname the other day.
I know. Well, I used it on him first before you.
Yeah, but it's become mine.
Yes. Well, I called Davina Pumpkin the other day.
I'm surprised you got away with that.
Yeah,
she really hates those.
I think that she got scared the last time I said, "All right, fine, I won't do anymore." I think she kind of got scared. She's like, "Okay," until the next time it annoys her.
Right.
But
she's afraid of, and I think part of this is the developmental delays. Because she's kind of stuck in that preteen.
About 10. Her nurse, therapist, whatever you call Michelle.
She would be considered a psychiatrist.
Okay, well, she
psychiatric nurse practitioner.
Yeah, she put her at about 10. I used to put her about 12, so I split the difference and say she's about 11.
Now, sometimes she's younger than 10.
And we're not talking about her intelligence. She's intelligent.
No. You could be a very intelligent at that age.
Yeah.
I think that probably she's smarter than I am, but she maturity-wise, she is definitely a kid, and so she falls into she's right at that age. First of all, it can be a very difficult age, but it's...
When she's at the younger end, it's not too bad.
No, when she's
at the older end, when she's hitting that preteen kind of stuff.
Then you want to go...
Go to your room, don't come back until you become a 10-year-old again. You know?
Go play with your stuffed dog. We'll be happier once you're 10. But...
and that sounds horribly condescending, but it's not.
No, it's not meant to be.
It's an adventure to be with her because she's
back and forth in the maturity.
Back and forth in her maturity. It depends on what the situation is.
It depends on the situation, but at that age group, what I was trying to say, this is how we got into it, is nicknames that feel babyish are a no, because she's in that preteeny area where it's like you're trying to feel out what makes you older. And unfortunately, because she's stuck there, she constantly is trying to feel older, but she also doesn't really want to
get old.
And it looks like I have 30 minutes on the SD card. At some point, we might have to stop and have me delete older videos. I meant to do that earlier, and I forgot.
You failed. Okay.
That was... We are not on autism... Wait, we are on autism warriors.
We are on autism warriors. And I forgot to say, I think our next along is going to be the dysautonomia, which may be dysautonomia cardiac alone, or it may be dysautonomia cardiac arthritic. Just arthritis in general, because I think mine is kind of weird and not quite out there. We'll see.
Right. I did want to make a quick mention with what we were mentioning for Davina is developmental delays. That's not everyone with autism.
No, she's on autistic spectrum, and she pulls other things. She has developmental delay. She has ADHD. She has OCD. OCD.
Well, she has OCD. She is
OC.
OC.
I'm not sure that was ever diagnosed, but she definitely has it.
No, she definitely has it. But there are people who have been diagnosed with Asperger's autism who are out working. Do I think it's overdiagnosed? Yes.
I think your stuff is getting overdiagnosed.
Yes, I do.
Because I talk to people, they say, "Oh yeah, we have POTS, we have this and that," and they're doing all this stuff, and there are people who have it mild. But I think that because right now it's kind of the new ADHD, the new Asperger's, the new latest thing.
Well, when I was listening to the book Blue Dreams, which is about different psychiatric meds, they were talking about how things go in trends for diagnosing, and the first thing they mentioned was autism. And it's like it gets so, and ADHD where it got so diluted, everyone had it because it was the cool diagnosis. And they're mentioning some things that went through that for a while was bipolar, not bipolar,
manic depressive.
Depression too. That depression is for
not saying that people don't have it.
No, not saying people don't have it, but for whatever reason, like you'll see with TikTok videos or whatever, it can be the cool thing to have.
Anxiety.
Yeah,
it's just, and I say that knowing that
there are definitely
people who suffer with anxiety. I think people who have mild.
They said that the diagnosis PTSD got diluted because everyone wanted to say they had PTSD for everything. Apparently, they had to redefine multiple personality disorder as well, just because things get diluted. That's why you'll see the DSM get revamped so many times, because things will get overdiagnosed, and then people will be frustrated, like, well, now I don't fall in this criteria anymore. It's like, we know that's the point.
Well, the hard thing is someone like Davina, who is not hard. She's Asperger's. Whatever Asperger's was, that's what she is. I think the closest thing now for her that they moved Asperger's into just plain autism is, what was it? Pervasive developmental delays. But it's just, you can't switch labels on people all the time. It's
hard. It's hard because there is definitely a point where things get overdiagnosed, and part of it is they're feeling out the diagnosis, not just.
No, it's not willful.
It's not always because that's what everyone's diagnosing. Sometimes it's just like, there's this diagnosis. Maybe that's where so and so is. Now sometimes you'll see people self-diagnosing, and then that's because sometimes it becomes because it's a cool thing.
I know when Davina was going through, another thing that was pretty popular was Fragile X, And
but that one you have that one's probably one of the easier
It
ones,
is one
right?
of the
Because you
eas-
actually have to have genetic
you
markers.
have to have genetic markers. But that was one that was very much bandied about, Fragile X. I had never heard of it. But anyway, okay.
It's harder when there's not genetic marker.
We have another approximately 10 days as we're recording for the current Alongs Autism Awareness and the second quarter of Tea and Tails. So get those projects done. We already gave you some autism awareness kind of facts, sort of. So
Probably gave you more than you really wanted.
Yeah.
Because both of us have opinions on diagnoses, etc.
Yes. And okay, now let's just say, okay, the PHN autism awareness started running January, February, March, April through the end of June. Okay, April 1st, the end of June. So you have about, about 10 days because today's 20th. And this is bright colors. Okay, we're doing it to kind of foster awareness, even if it's only in ourself of autism
Yes.
awareness. Okay.
Although this time we actually had some.
Huh?
Today we actually had some awareness done.
Right. The tag for this is hashtag PHN2022 on Instagram. And we have a co-host, Laura Concert, as you well know if you've been with us for a long time. She's always doing this with us, except for like the first one or the first two.
Alarm's going off.
So this is you do with bright colors. I'm getting ahead of myself because apparently we're all over the board.
We are.
Laura is our
Is our
co-host.
concert?
She's our concert. She's our co-host, and she's the Crocheting Hoovian podcast. I'm not sure if she's put up a podcast yet. It's been a while since she's been able to do that. So, but I think she's been wanting to do one. So keep your eyes open for that. Let's see.
Life's been busy for her.
It has been, and she because not all of our members are on Ravelry. She has different ways for you guys to participate in her group, and that's in a thread.
And I'm sure, knowing Laura, that if you look at one of her videos, even if she hasn't posted in a while, I'm sure there's stuff in the description.
Yeah, and on her Facebook page.
Yeah.
So there are ways if you want to put into hers as well as to our along, and now the projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted, and they should be about 85-95% brightly colored, and then it can be whatever, neutral, black, whatever you want to do, but brightly colored for the majority. And you can post a WIP per project per week in the threads, and the FO whenever it's finished. So it doesn't matter if you worked on the project and you posted a WIP project photo and then you finished it, said, oh, I finished it, I'm going to go ahead and put that picture. You can do that too. You don't have to wait till the next week.
Because the FO is considered a different animal altogether.
It's a different.
But you can have a whip picture for different projects.
Right. If you have 5 projects that you worked on, you can put 5 whips in the thread.
But it had to be
different
for
projects.
each whip, not like 2 for one whip and like 1 for another whip.
No, you're confusing the issue. 1 picture per whip that you worked on during the week.
Yes.
And then the FO,
whenever
it's finished. Okay. And that's in the threads. Mm-hmm. We do have prizes. They are over there somewhere, past Talia. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they're in Talia. I don't know. Anyway.
Yes, they're in my belly.
That would be gross. Let's see here. We thank the people who have donated because we have some really nice prizes for that. Let's see. Featured patterns and featured yarns. Okay, as always, anything by me, anything by Laura, and anything by Talia, whether it's yarn or patterns, as long as they fit the theme, they're featured. And you can have 2 chances at a prize for the FO only. If you use a featured pattern and a featured yarn in an FO, only the FO, then you have 3 chances at a prize, and you are responsible for your multiple postings. We have an additional 2 featured patterns in this along. George, who is 10 hours or less, his Braided Bright, which he developed ages ago when we did our first autism awareness. Mm-hmm. And Miss World, Modest Creation. Her lapgan and weighted lapgan and teddy bear pattern.
And she is on Etsy. I don't know if she's anywhere else anymore.
I don't know if she's still in Ravelry or not. But
yeah, I don't know.
But she did that for us as well. So those are always featured patterns, and if you do it with a featured yarn, then it's eligible for 3 chances of prize for the FO if it's with the featured yarn. Let's see here. And you can do anything you want as long as it's bright colored, but if you want to get multiple chances at a prize, do the featured patterns and or featured yarns.
Yes.
Okay? Laura has both patterns and yarn. I have both patterns and yarn, one pattern, and Ty's got patterns. Okay. Let's see here. Tea and Tails. Yay. Tea and Tails. I love Tea and Tails. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And this is back by popular request.
This is our third time doing this. Our only full year one that we've done more than once.
Right. It was our original full year
Yes.
one.
And this one runs from January 1st of 2022 through December 31st, 2022. So once you hit January 1st of 2023, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we've said many, many times, if the threads are still open and you have something you put in, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you really want to get it in for a chance at the prize, especially if it's for multiple chances at a prize, try to get it in before midnight Eastern Standard Time, because we don't know when the threads will be closing. We have people on the East Coast, we have people overseas, we have people in kind of central, so
Yeah.
we don't know exactly when it'll be closing, but it'll be somewhere around there on the 1st, okay, of January 2023, okay? Now, basically, the type of projects are the same, in terms of knit and all that kind of knit and crochet and all that kind of stuff, and the whips and the FOs. Okay, the featured yarns and featured patterns are the same in terms of me, Ty, and Laura, but not George or A Modest Creation this time in this along.
Yeah.
This one we pick up KF Jones, who's Bakery Bears, and we pick up Joanna Johnson, and we pick up Mom Cook. Any of their patterns have to do with tea and or tails. And Kay also has yarn. I don't know if you can still get her yarn.
Yeah, I don't know, because she's not consistent with it because it was too much pressure. Stress. Yeah. So she decided to focus on her patterns mostly.
Right. So the same things as all of our other alongs apply to this along, but there's no bright color requirement for this. It has to be related to tea and or tails. All right. So yeah, if you have any questions, they're in the thread, or you can contact us. All right. And the hashtag for Instagram is hashtag PHNT and Tails 2022. And for this along and for the other along, for any alongs we do actually, unless it's some kind of mini along, it has to be 50 yards or more in order to get a dedicated listing, if you will, on the thread. If it's 50 yards or less, then put it with something else.
We should do a mini along at some point.
We should.
Like, just do all the little things.
All the little tiny things. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
And as we said, the upcoming one will be dysautonomia cardiac, possibly dysautonomia cardiac arthritis. Okay. Let's see here. That goes into whips and projects.
Yes, it does. There we go. I wanted to finish my needle.
My tea, such as it was, is gone.
That sounds very depressing. My tea, such as it was.
It wasn't particularly. It was okay. I think iced maybe would bring out the sharpness of the flavors a little bit.
Right. I mean, those are, like you said, the lighter fruits. They do tend to need, for whatever reason, it to be colder for you to actually taste it.
Yeah.
I'll just bring up my show notes.
Come here, 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 here. I used to say that to you girls all the time.
Here, here, here.
Here, here, here. I think it was Daddy, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't remember it.
I thought it was him. Maybe not.
Okay. Let's see. In my, I guess this is a canvas red back.
Yeah.
Is
It's canvas. Almost feels like jeans, but I think it's canvas.
Yeah. Is my Embers cardigan. This pattern is a calligraphy cardigan
Nice.
by Hannah Fettig. And I don't think I did a ton of work on it. Maybe I did more than I remember. I think I mostly worked on it when I did at the beginning of the week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't do a lot of crocheting and knitting until yesterday, actually.
I've done a fair amount, but it's mostly been smaller projects.
Well, it got so hot.
Yes.
And, it's just because our downstairs air conditioner's on the fritz, so it was really hot, so I didn't feel like doing anything big. The upstairs air conditioning, thankfully was working, but
It's lucky for everyone else in the house.
that's what you get for being sick.
But yes, just a little bit of work on this. I think this will be a nice
Is
sweater.
that starting from the top down?
Yes.
I think I asked you that before.
Yeah, because here's the collar.
Okay. Oh, so it just has it doesn't have the whole shawl collar, it's just the neck.
No, I do believe that I might pick up stitches along the whole thing, but I can't remember.
Right.
But yeah, it's a nice big ribbed collar. So yes, it's a fun knit so far, and I really do enjoy the way it's working up. I've had this yarn forever. I ripped it out of a shawl too because the shawl shape was a bit odd. It was a bit smaller than what I liked, and I had enough to make a sweater.
Was that one of your weights?
Yes, it was the one that's kind of an odd, like...
yeah, I didn't make that one.
Yeah, it was kind of like a pentagon, or it was
weird.
It was a weird shape.
Pentagon?
Not a pentagon. It had multiple points along.
Yeah.
It was weird. I ended up finding those weighted shawls, even though I knit quite a few of them when they first came out. Bless you. I find that I like a larger shawl. So...
The only one I really want to make sure I keep is my teal one, because I wore that multiple times to different fiber festivals and things. It's almost more because of the nostalgic value of it, but it's also because that one for some reason fits better than the other ones.
Right.
It's kind of it rests better on your shoulders, almost like a big scarf.
Right. Well, I had a yellow one that I ripped out. I had a red one I ripped out.
I think I still have my blue one. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that one.
Because you haven't really ripped out any of yours. This past year, I've been kind of brutal with like, I want this yarn for something else. Rip. I'm not wearing this thing.
Yeah. I know that I have to make some room in my drawers because I just have to see what it is that can be, moved out or reclaimed or something or given away because it's taking up space and I'm not using it.
Well, what's happening for me is like I found like, I really love this yarn. I'm not wearing this project. If I rip this and I have some more of the yarn, I can have a different project. And I got the enjoyment out of knitting the thing the first time around.
I always get a kick out of people who go to Goodwill or something. They find a wool sweater and they whip it out and make something else with it.
The thing is for me, it's like, well, who knows about the quality of the yarn and, the durability, if it's going to hold up.
Well, if you make something that's going around your shoulder, something, not socks or something, you're usually okay with that. Yeah.
Your turn.
My turn. Okay, this one you haven't seen in a while. This is my Welcome Little Ones project. It's from the On the Porch Blanket knitting pattern by 5410. This might actually be the first one of their patterns that I finish. I love all their patterns. I do. I don't know how many of them. I just never finished any. It's in my Knitter's Magic soft black or blue, I'm not sure what color this is, bag.
I feel like it's got some lavender.
It does have lavender with the flowers, but I don't know what color this background is.
It's either navy blue or black. I feel like it might be actually a black.
Yeah, and then it's got the nice little lavender inside. And this is using my Bare Necessities yarn, which is just undyed yarn. And I did a couple rows yesterday. I'm in the middle of a row right now. But you can see that it is about, I don't know, it's about maybe a quarter or a third finished. I'm enjoying this. I just have to be careful where I'm at. Am I working when I'm supposed to be working? And it's kind of an intuitive pattern as long as I don't forget where I'm at.
Right.
So this is really nice. I'm enjoying this immensely. And it is growing. This is the furthest I've gotten on any of their patterns. So this might be the one I actually finish.
We might have found a winner.
Yeah, I might have found a winner here. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. It's a lot of fun. I think my needle size is like a 10 or something, 10 and a half.
Which also helps.
Which helps because if I could sit down and just do it, I probably would get a lot more. I would get it finished a lot more quickly. I haven't touched this in months. I think it's just I just haven't. But yeah, that's,
well, you have a period where you go through periods where you're like, I hate everything I'm working on.
Yeah.
And then you want to start all these new projects, and then later on, almost inevitably, you rip out all those new projects.
Not all of them, but some of them.
a lot of them.
Yeah. I rip out. I'll rip out about half of them, maybe 2/3 of them. It's just like okay.
Because it wasn't so much that she'll want to have worked to make that, but a lot of it is just boredom with what she currently had on the needles.
Yeah, it's the shiny thing.
Yeah.
New shiny thing, and there I was almost hit the wrong stitch there. because I'm at the place where I'm not doing a stockinette. So
All right, now I'm going to mark this off. If it's my turn next, what I'm going to do is pause this, delete old videos, and start again so I have control of when it stops instead of us stopping us in the middle of a sentence. So let me mark off this. Oh, no, I don't want to mark off this. I have the second part to do. Okay, so be back. Okay, we're back. I just had to get rid of some older videos on the camera so that way we wouldn't stop in the middle of a sentence or something. I'd rather have control over when we stop. I should do that more often.
she's a control freak.
Well, I'd rather not stop in the middle of a sentence and try to remember what we were saying.
Control freak.
Well, that too, but okay, let me bring up my show notes because I'm not actually sure what comes next. Did I drop my? No, I didn't.
What?
I wasn't sure if I dropped my sock I was working on.
All right.
Although I am pretty sure I dropped the one I wasn't working on.
I don't see anything.
I'll find it eventually.
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably it's somewhere
Over the rainbow.
I mean, I couldn't have lost a full sock.
And you guys might hear beeps and stuff during the podcast. My husband is home and he's outside doing yard work, and my Davina's out with him, so they might be in and out.
Yeah. Okay. So I keep saying like, yeah, I'll find it eventually, and I'm just looking around for my sock because. Okay.
Moving along.
Yes, attempting to move along. In my let's see, I'm trying to remember which bag it is. Oh, that one. In my nurse's caps on a pale field bag. Let me get that one free. There we go. Is the Cuddly Owl sweater. The pattern is Ginny's Cardigan by Mary Chiba. This comes from Interweave's Unofficial Harry Potter Knits. And
Yeah, I never really knew what the name of that pattern was, because I was like, did she start another owl sweater?
no. There's only the one owl sweater. I did wear mine the other day, and it's still, with the acrylic, it is definitely not as stretchy.
I wore the one Mrs. Hell made for me, not the owl one, but obviously, but
Yeah.
and it was very nice.
There's something there really is a difference when it's
So
natural.
pretty.
And you
Look how pretty that looks.
the first owl is done. We're building into
yay.
the second. I know it doesn't show
This
as
is the owl
well.
right here, right?
Yeah. Okay, I think that shows you can get a better
Yeah.
idea against my sweater.
Yeah.
This
This is so soft.
It is, because this is baby alpaca. It's a light DK. I had to go up needle sizes, which works. Mom likes a really she doesn't mind a lighter sweater. A lot of times I don't want it to be loftier. She doesn't mind. She actually rather goes for that with her shawls.
Well, the problem is for me is that I wear them all year round when I go out in the summer or whatever. If I go to a store, I invariably need a sweater, but I don't want a heavy sweater.
Right.
So, in the church or something like that, where it might be cold because of the air conditioning.
And she doesn't carry shawls as often as I do. Whereas I always carry a shawl and a sweater with me everywhere. So
If I'm by myself, I'm more likely to carry a sweater. I have to be careful with my husband because he doesn't like all the shawls. He likes certain shawls, but he thinks that you look old lady. But you don't. You just have to, get used to it.
I am an old lady. I don't care.
Well,
Oh, there's my sock.
I'm an older than dirt, so I can wear what I want. All those people who are out there who are older than dirt agree with me.
Your turn.
Okay, in my knitting's my bag, angel's bag. Lois and I had to find. She had a really pretty angel fabric, and they stopped making it, so we had to look all over the place to find an angel bag fabric. So she made this for me. Lois used to be knitting's my bag.
Yeah, she stopped making bags.
She stopped making bags.
About this time we actually started
Plover bird.
I mean, we're doing them concurrently for a while, but then about the time we were leaning more toward plover bird was when she stopped, and about the time plover bird disappeared.
Well, no, what happened was we always had like two. Plover bird was never by itself.
No.
By herself. We had knitting's my bag.
Or it was for a short period of time.
Yeah, it was a very short period of time. Knitting's my bag was. I found out about her. Everybody's doing it, but I found out from Hot As Knitters, who is what's her name?
Nicole.
Nicole, and
We knew like 20 Nicoles at the time.
but that was Nicole with the capital N. Nicole. That was Nicole. Love Nicole.
If Nicole said it, Mom was like, it's gospel.
I used to love Nicole, and and she's amazing. She sews now. She has these beautiful aprons. Anyway, she's something. Anyway, she kind of would mention her a lot. I think she was friends with Lois. Was she the one who was friends with Lois?
I can't remember.
I can't remember if it was her or was somebody else.
Maybe Knitting Wolf?
No, it wasn't.
I
Knitting
don't
Wolf.
know. I don't know who it would have been.
But anyway, I want to say it was Nicole, but it might have been somebody else. But anyway, so we started with her, Nicole, with Needs My Bag, and then I forget how we found Cloverbird.
I was looking for a bag, I think. Maybe a Batman bag?
Could have been.
I can't remember now.
Well, we got onto Cloverbird, and then Needs My Bag stopped making bags, and I think we were briefly with Cloverbird alone, and then I heard about, and I had already heard even before, before we, for a period of time before we picked her up from Amy and
Darren.
No. Amy, her daughter.
Oh,
and they do Stitches West. Is it? No, they don't Stitches West.
the Zombie Apocalypse.
Zombie Apocalypse. Yeah, they stuck in zombies. Yeah, stuck in the zombies.
Stuck in the
right?
Zombies.
Yeah. So I heard it from them, from Amy and Megan.
There you go.
And so we eventually went to them. I think we were only with Cloverbird by herself for a little while, and then we picked up also Silver Shed, and then Cloverbird went away because she got transferred or something.
And
she started working.
I didn't get a lot of Silver Shed until Cloverbird went away. Actually, this was my first Cloverbird. I think it came up because I was looking for Batman bags. Maybe it was about the time I got my huge Batgirl bag from Pod Blue, and she made the custom Nightwing one. And I think about that time, this came up as advertised on Etsy, and this was my very first Cloverbird. This is now a medicine bag.
Yeah. The only bags that we ever used for prizes, other than Knit's My Bag, which we bought, and from Silver Shed actually donated bags for prizes.
Yes. I can't remember. We probably purchased some Cloverbird
for prizes.
For
we probably
prizes,
did.
yeah.
Not very often. I think we, and when we did, we did like one of each, one of Silver Shed and one of Cloverbird.
I know we did some D-Stash.
Yes. But anyway, so that's kind of the history. We tend to stick with people we like. So when It's My Bag went away, we stuck pretty much with Cloverbird with a little bit of Anne, because Anne was the last one we found.
Right.
But Anne, if she was still doing, I think she's still doing a little here and there, but she's not consistent. I don't think. I may be mistaken. Her shop is open, but I think she's doing more with quilting and stuff. I'm not sure. But anyway, she is our foremost bag maker.
Yes.
We love her. And, if we ever needed more bags and she wasn't doing that, what we do, we have to find somebody else. We'd have to tech Nikki.
Yes, she makes a good bag.
Yeah.
Knit for Brains.
Knit for Brains. And also Awesome Granny's very good.
Is she the one who did the bucket bag I have?
Yeah, she's the one who did my Firefly bags. I think she's did that as well. So we kind of keep our eyes open. We
Not that we are desperate for bags.
Not that we're desperate for bags, yes. But that's kind of, as you were interested, how we went.
Yeah.
Did I show my project?
You didn't.
I didn't think I did.
You
All
didn't.
right.
You just started blathering about bags.
I never blather. Okay, so this is where I'm at. I didn't do a whole lot on this one. Like I said, I was kind of not doing much of anything for this. I don't know if you can see it. I'm kind of, I'm challenged here with let me pull that out so you can see it. So it has grown a little bit. I haven't done a lot of work on it because I've been working on other things. And it looks a little lopsided because I'm in the middle of a I don't know if you call this a round or a row or what it is. It's probably a row.
It wouldn't be a round unless it was connected.
Yeah, it's row. So, yeah. It looks kind of like a bat cape, only not. It is fashionable.
And the bat cape isn't?
No, it's Kevlar. According to a certain
Well, it is Kevlar, but
personage.
it's...
a Kevlar ball gown.
yes, is what he calls it.
Yes. So yeah, this is a fun. I didn't say what this was either. It's my scrap shawl. It's Anastasia.
You're really not giving a lot of details today.
Do not wish to. This is from the scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel, and I'm calling it the Film Noir shawl, which is for obvious reasons, I think. Black and white. there's gray in here. And when I first started this, I thought it was a little bit of blue, but I think it's pretty much black and gray, gunmetal kind of colors. That's what I have to say about that.
Okay, let me just slip this because I had accidentally knit. Whoopsie, that's not how I'm supposed to slip that. There. I had accidentally knit where I was supposed to slip. Okay, so next for me. Oh, and for people who are wondering about the reference about who called a Kevlar ball gun, that was the former Robin Nightwing.
The original
former Robin Nightwing, and he was taking over as Batman briefly, and was complaining about the cape because he stopped using a cape after a while, and
I
he.
think I'm gonna have to. Cut
Yes,
this.
you're going to have to because
that's not gonna.
Because that could possibly ruin your
Yeah.
shawl later.
So I'm just gonna stop with this. This is what we're talking about, and this is not anything on the Miss
No,
Babs
sometimes
yarn.
it just happens.
No, I actually felt it catch on something.
Oh, did you?
So I think that I caught on something. I mean, it's stronger than it looks, but I think I'm gonna cut it here.
No, if I'm at
and add.
all concerned about it, I cut.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna be strong enough.
So in my Silver Shed USA books bag, mine has a gold
Where's my books
exterior
bag?
over there.
Where?
There.
Oh, that's yours or mine?
That's yours. Mine's here.
Okay. Yes, yours has gold inside.
Mine has gold inside, as I was about to say, and Mom has blue.
Yes, I have the ocean in mine, so it's bigger on the inside.
With all the gold on the books and stuff, it really does look like this is a continuation. But, excuse me, these are, I call these Kingfisher socks. The pattern is Vanilla Latte Socks by Virginia Rose Jeans. And there we go. I think I might still be in gusset decreases.
A little chilly.
I always forget how pretty this colorway is.
It's pretty.
I
They're
was
old people socks.
What?
Old people socks.
Don't be mean. These are gorgeous.
They're old people socks. It's the color combination.
No, it isn't.
It is old people socks.
No, it isn't.
Pat's gonna laugh at me because it reminds me of Florida.
These are positively lovely.
They are beautiful, but they're still old people socks.
I was gifted a bunch of.
They're beautiful.
I had some from Mom West Yorkshire Spinners yarn that was gifted to me, and then I had a person who I still don't know.
Yeah,
Who-
I was gonna say
Anonymous?
I want to say autonomous. I'm like, no.
No.
I mean, they might be autonomous, but
An anonymous person who gave me a bunch of West Yorkshire Spinners.
beautiful yarn.
They sent it directly from the seller, so I have no idea.
And they said they wanted to be
They
anonymous.
said they want to be anonymous. They've never taken credit for giving it.
Such a nice thing.
Yes.
This would be a really nice sea turtle shell because it'd be sea turtles.
But yes, this is very pretty. This looks a little bit longer than my normal 7-inch.
Is it?
Oh no, it isn't. It just looks that way. It might be
really,
smidge longer.
it's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful colorway. Despite my saying, I always say that when I see that kind of color. So
And it's quite different than my previous West Yorkshire Spinner socks.
yeah,
It's
it's brighter.
It's brighter because I have previously Bullfinch, which is
Beautiful.
gray. Oh, it is beautiful. Grays and whites and blacks with a pop of that orangey red. And then I have the owl.
That's pretty. The owl is really pretty with all the browns and stuff.
Yes.
Has browns
Now
and grays?
that one does look like a grandpa pair of
Is
socks.
that brown? Is that grandpa? Is that
It's
browns
browns
and
and tans. There might be a little gray.
It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. yarn.
But I had one day where I was wearing like these. The pants kind of looked like a tanny kind of color, and I had my legs propped up on the rollator. I took a picture. I'm like, wow, yep, just sitting here wearing my grandpa socks.
But they're so pretty.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Did you make the blue tint?
I do not have blue tint.
I tried to get that for you. I couldn't find it.
That one goes fast.
It does.
And we do have a good seller on Etsy.
That's probably not Etsy.
Yeah, you got the ones, because I gave you the name. She had a bunch of Christmas ones, and the ones you got me were there. This person got it from a different seller.
Which is very generous.
Very
sweet.
generous. I have a line of Westchester spinners that I'm going through, and I usually find that I can wear them most of the day. At the very end of the day, I'll start itching a little bit, but most of the day they're perfectly fine. What I like about them is, for whatever reason, I feel like they're warmer than most of my finger weight socks. I don't know what it is about them, but they just feel a bit warmer.
Was that what's it called, blue Leicester?
This might be, it might be.
Not blue face.
Blue face.
Blue face Leicester.
I think it is, and that might be what makes it feel a little bit warmer. Plus, it's not superwash, which maybe also adds to that. I'm pretty sure they aren't superwash. Got nylon.
My feet are kind of sensitive. I don't know how they would work with.
Like I said, I was surprised. I can go most of the day before they start itching. It's only at the very end at night. And honestly, it's worth it to me. It's beautiful yarn. It is 75% wool, 25% nylon. Contains 35% blue-faced Leicester.
Okay.
So it's perfect for socks, which it is. And what I've been doing, this is the colorway for the heel is juniper. I didn't think of blue as
I always
juniper.
thought junipers were green,
Me
but I guess they're
too.
blues.
But
I always thought they were the green or purple, a berry, like a berry, you know?
well, isn't it juniper fir?
I don't know.
And there is a bluish fir.
Well, that's a spruce.
Is it?
Yeah, blue spruce. What?
I'm laughing because of the one sweater colorway where the one for this one,
Yeah.
where I kept calling it Bruce spruce
Yes.
instead of blue spruce, because I guess in my brain it needed to be alliterative. And of course, every time I called it Bruce, I thought of Batman, because I
It was
really
not green.
no, not at all.
Not even-
But you
Not
know,
even really blue, unless he's not breathing.
depending on what iteration of his costume, he
Yes,
is more blue
yes.
than others.
But he's not blue.
Well, no, he personally is not blue. He does have blue-gray eyes, but he personally, you are correct, is not blue.
I'm always correct. Okay, are you done?
I am. Oh, look, I actually have a Batman needle winder for this.
Na 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 Batman.
So what'll probably happen is when this one is done, I will end up putting another Westchester spinner on the needle just to keep it going.
Okay, in my
Oh,
yeah, I haven't done this one yet. In my Knits for Brains, this is a very good bag, Knit for Brains bag. It's the Owl Teapots bag that was given to me by Laura Concert. I don't know who does Knit for Brains, because the other bag that we got was Knick Knack Knits. That's Nikki. I don't know who does Knit for Brains. Laura knows because they're really good friends. I can't remember her name, but
oh, I don't think I showed this one.
there's the bag. I've got the drawstring version of Taya's bag. Taya has the what do you call it?
The
Wedge.
zipped, yeah.
Wedge zipped. And this is Miss Babs in the blue, I think it's blue slate colorway, and I have made a little progress. This is the Aaron's hooded cowl from the Thorns hooded cowl pattern, and I still don't have the name of the person who did it because I don't.
It's in the pattern that is actually on her lap, but
I'm using it.
so that's too much effort.
It's too much effort. It's by let's see, that's the photo.
Turn your page a little bit. Oh, she has it at the end.
Oh yeah,
About the design, Summer Star.
Summer Star. Yeah.
I always think it always sounds like a made up name to me when I hear it, like something that the girl for Ernest.
Harmony Star.
Yes, and even though it might even well be her name, I think immediately of Harmony Star from
Yeah.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
Yes. Yeah.
And it could well be her name.
It might be. It's a pretty name. Or maybe she likes her anonymity.
Yes, and that could be too. There are plenty of designers who do that. But is that for you?
Yeah, I showed it, so.
Yeah. Now I think I skipped this one by accident by going onto the Kingfisher. So this is, well, first of all, it is in my lovely bag that Brittany gave me. That's actually meant for Christmas ornaments. But my brain has not been in the designing mood. So Brittany gave me this. It's a Silver Shed USA. Lovely bag. I tend to keep Christmas themed projects in here. Usually ornaments, but I had Christmas socks that I was working on. Now what'll probably happen is I have A second, okay, so I already had knit this yarn. I picked up 2 balls of this yarn years ago. It was like Merry Christmas Harry or something like that. Beautiful yarn. It's got like a goldish yellow, red, and green. And I knit a pair of socks out of it with the first ball of it. It's one of those ones where it looks kind of like a Zazzle ball, where they have one color going this way, and then they change. When the color changes, they make the yarn go the other way. It's already wound for you in a ball.
Yeah.
I always love those.
Yeah.
Because 0 work. And it's pretty. It looks like I got like a candy ball or something, or a gum ball.
It'll hurt your jawbreaker balls.
Yes. But I have one of those left, and my older pair is kind of getting worn because I wore it so much. And I used to like, I wore those things to death. And I'm still wearing those things to death, but they're about to pop a hole at some point. I will mend them when they do, because they deserve it. It's not like a pair of socks that I knit and then like a week or 2 or a month after I made it, they popped a hole and I had to keep mending them. Some of my older socks, like I have one from Undead Yarn that finally popped a hole, but I've worn them for years and have abused them, so they got mended because they deserve it.
Right.
And that's what's going to happen with my original pair of the Merry Christmas Harry socks. I will, however, knit another pair out of the yarn that I have left in the unused ball, and that will go in here. And I think I might add, I think I have some green.
Excuse me.
Left over from the socks that I made with your yarn.
They'll be hasty ones.
They don't.
No, Master of the
Hunt.
Master of the Hunt.
It's not quite the same green, but I think I might throw that into the heels and toes. So it's a little bit different than the other pair, so they're not exactly the same sock. So I'm thinking about doing something like that, or looking through my stash to see if I have gold or a red or something. I would really like to find a gold, because that would be really pretty. Kind of like the gold you put in Loki. I think that would be lovely. I think it matches really well. But yeah, that will replace this in here. But that was a long way to say that this is the Christmassy socks. These are, excuse me, that was bad English. Christmassy socks. The pattern is Finish Line by Lara Smoot. I don't think you can purchase her patterns anymore. I think she's completely offline. And I didn't think to grab a sock blocker. I think she gave me this pattern. I think all my patterns of hers that I have, she gave to me.
She gave me a whole bunch of her patterns.
And I really like, with this yarn, how this heel looks. I don't know, it kind of looks ripply to me.
I wish she'd get back into designing. She's very talented.
Yes.
I don't quite understand her fascination with Shark Week, but that's okay. A lot of people do like it. I just...
And this is the yarn, of course, the only yarn I've ever dreamt about. Dragonfly Fibers, Stole Christmas. I think she intended these for socks, so I'm hoping they'll hold up pretty well because it doesn't have nylon.
And this was before they...
Yeah.
You know.
It's a pretty rough yarn, so I'm hoping that means it'll hold up well. Because I had intended it for socks. And here's the second one. I'm past the gusset creases. I just need to work my way down the foot. And after I finish this, like I said, I think I'll probably pop my other Christmas ones on the needles. I might not work on them right away, other than like start the cuff, because I just want to have my Christmas pair set and ready to go. I kind of like the idea of having a Christmas pair on the needles most of the time. Now, I will probably regret using the smaller bag while having heels and toes. Now, granted, I think the ball takes up less room than one of these. And the
maybe it depends on how tight you have it balled up or wound up or whatever.
It's not a really loose ball.
So
I think it might take up less room than the cake. So that will be helpful, especially since my heels and toes won't be a ton amount of yarn. So that might take care of that problem for me. So yes, that is this pair of socks.
Keep waffling because I'm working on this.
Oh, but I can't waffle. I need a drink.
You need a drink?
I need a drink.
Okay, I am working on this. The next project is my Country Roads blanket project from the Jelly Roll blanket pattern. by KF Jones, and I'm using US 8 Chalvu red lace circular needles because I'm going to waffle until I get to the end of this row.
I've totally done that.
And the yarn is my yarn. The yarn I'm currently working with is my yarn. It's Little Bunny Fufu. And this is a DK.
I was just checking to make sure that wasn't what I was wearing, but I'm wearing a different one of your yarns today. This is... I can't remember this colorway. Oh, this is It's Okay to Be Different.
Yeah.
Yes. I only wear knit socks now. A lot of times they're mom's. Because you give me yarn.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably the best advertisement you can have.
Yep. Because I don't do a lot of sock yarns.
We actually really need to take pictures of... Actually, with my feet in the socks, because that's even better.
Right.
And just one day, I don't know, I'll prop up my feet and you just take pictures of them worked up.
Right.
Because I have, let's see, I have a Little Bunny Fufu. I have, It's Okay to Be Different.
Yeah,
Flame On.
Yeah, the last one you just did.
I wish I had Captain America, but I don't.
You have Master of the Hunt.
I Master of the Hunt. I feel like I should have more.
I'm sure you do, but...
Those are the ones I can immediately...
And we have mitts of things that you did, too. Like you did...
Captain America was a pair of mitts. So was Mikey.
And there was another one that you did specifically for it. It was... You broke it up because you said it was so busy.
Mikey.
Was it Mikey?
Mm-hmm. Booyakasha.
Booyakasha, yeah.
But yeah, I have a fair amount. I think that... I feel like I'm knitting something with fingering weight yarn in yours, but I might be... Oh, yes. It's a design.
Right.
I just haven't worked on it.
And then, of course, you've got my sweater.
Yes.
Okay, now this is the color I'm currently using. This is a Little Bunny Fufu. I don't know if you can see. I did this a couple years back for Tortoise versus Hare. And this is a little bit...
I love how that works up.
It's a little bit of a time consuming because I have to only have a tiny bit of one of the colors, and it's really hard to get just, it doesn't really matter. This one will be variable. If you get 2 skeins of this, you need to alternate because it's going to be different.
Although with that much variation, you're not going to be alternating.
This is true. But this is how it works up in my blanket square, or sort of square, quasi square, what do you want to call this?
Panel.
That's a good word. So you can see the little bit of pink. It's kind of hard to see.
When it's in the pair of socks, the pink pools, so it turns out really pretty.
And this is, I know I keep saying I'm going to weave these in, and I probably should, once I get to the point where I end this, I will weave them in, and then either Laura will get a scarf,
because this is a Laura scarf blanket.
No, it's not.
It's what I call it, and therefore that's what it is.
No, this is the Country Roads blanket.
The Laura scarf blanket.
No. This is not. This is the Country Roads blanket. If it goes to Laura, it will be the Laura scarf
blanket.
But this is what it is. She would get a kick out of this, actually.
It's a Laura scarf blanket.
But anyway,
no matter what you call it, it's a Laura scarf blanket.
No, it's not. Don't mess with my stuff. So it's growing quite a bit. If you put it on the ground, let me see.
I like my Afghans to be long.
So this is how tall this is touching the ground.
But if you laid it against yourself, you have ways to go.
Oh yeah, I didn't say I was anywhere near. I think I probably need to do about from where Captain America ends, at least that much more again. Mm-hmm. Possibly this one all the way up.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not sure how wide this is going to be.
Right.
Because I might just keep going until I
feel like it.
Yeah.
So, it occurs to me I want Loki in socks.
Mm-hmm. I want Loki in this.
Well, if you make me Loki for socks, you will have Loki for that.
Well, I have Loki already made up. It's going in the shop.
Well, if you make me Sport Wake Loki, I will knit Loki into socks in the way in the pattern I've been doing, where it always gives you enough left over for that.
I have DK with nylon now.
Ooh, so we might have to now the only thing is we can't be guaranteed with the yardage that I'll have enough for you to have leftovers. I've got it down to science with the sport weights. Mm-hmm. If you want to be sure you'll have enough Loki for your...
I see Loki's grin. There's enough for everyone.
Because I have to test out with heels and toes how much it takes for the DK. How much leftover I'll have in order to definitely make sure you have enough for your square. Right. But for Loki, my guess, if you want to make sure to have that for the blanket, sport weight.
So this is moving along.
So now Mom actually has incentive to dye me.
What are you looking for?
Mom now has incentive besides the fact that if we eventually take pictures, she'll have pictures for her shop. She gets she's not just dyeing yarn then for the blanket. It ends up dual purposing, and then Laura doesn't get annoyed because she's using fresh skeins for her blankets.
She gets annoyed. I'll have to pat
for the Laura scarf blanket.
I'll have to pat her on her little Laura head.
So it works for everybody.
All right, that's you.
Because I think the only thing we have in Loki, I think I have some in my miter square, but I think other than that,
The stethoscope.
it's just my stethoscope cozy, and I love that.
Excuse
That
me.
was so much fun to knit.
You actually got an order for one, didn't you? Or did you make one?
No,
for
I made it as a gift for a traveling nurse who I
Right.
really loved working with, and I forget what color I chose for her. I chose the cutest little button to close it.
It's your turn.
Yes, I'm pulling up my show notes. Let me mark off my row. Okay, so next in my Silver Shed USA, I think we said this was extra large or large. It's my bigger PHN.
I think I got you a small and extra large, so
Okay, not small, medium.
medium.
This is the Silver Shed USA PHN 10th Podiversary bag. So big deal.
Yes, because we are official by a month over the 10 years.
Yes, we are. Taking a drink.
Why is the tea gone?
Presumably because you drink it. I don't think you're really that
No,
depressed about
I
it.
miss my other tea.
Here, I'll let you take a little sip of this because I think you'll like how it cooled. Because I think the sweetness comes out a little bit more. Now, granted, some of the sweetness is sugar, but it does have a natural sweetness to it.
It still has the smokiness, but it's not bad.
Well, it's one of the few smokier teas that you do like, at least can tolerate.
I could drink a cup of that if somebody put it in front of me. I could drink.
It would
a
go
cup
good
of
with the
that.
Chinese food.
It would go good with that. It would go good with something sweet
Yes. Or
or
if you
shortbread or something.
if you're having a meal,
Mhm.
it would go really well
Yep.
with a meal.
Yep.
Just because it's not an overwhelming tea. It's got that night. I consider it a comfort tea. It's got some sweetness to it. It's
So
got a
that's-
little bit of earthiness to it.
That's the way I feel about the little gray swells.
But the thing is that it's got the chocolate, so it's not going to
But
go
it's,
in.
but it's not. It's not a sweet chocolate.
Mhm.
It really isn't because I like sweet. And that's not sweet.
Yeah.
It can be.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually sweeter.
Right, and it's really interesting because it's not a sweet. It's not a dessert tea the way that Little Grey Cells is a dessert tea.
Is it? It doesn't taste like one.
It has chocolate.
But it doesn't taste like. It tastes like. It gives me a little bit of the idea of the unsweetened chocolate you get in
Colombia.
which is more like a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I mean, Poirot does. Although he generally likes his sweet.
syrup.
Yes.
His syrup.
Well, and if he
That's
has
chocolate.
his hot chocolate, it is sweet.
Well, he's Belgian, and the Belgian chocolate. I lived in Belgium for 2 years, and the chocolate there. Oh my gosh!
Because he and Hastings are both horrified at each other's idea of what's good. He likes his sweet hot chocolate and things like that. And Hastings, he looks at his big breakfast with like kippers
Yeah.
and all these other kind of things. He's like, he just wants his egg in its
symmetrical.
little.
It should be a square egg.
He wants it to be a
square
square
egg.
egg, but it's not, which very much disappoints him.
Either
Even though he
square-
has an egg-shaped head.
It should be either square or completely circular.
It was funny because people would ask her, "What do you mean by him having an egg-shaped head?" She's like, "I would know it if I saw it."
Suchet has an egg-shaped head. Okay, when he's
Suchet,
I love
I need to
him.
finish his book
He's-
on
he's-
Poirot.
he's
a
absolute-
he's a really genius of a character actor.
yeah, he is. I love him. He's wonderful.
I actually have a ton of respect for the character actors because a lot of times you don't recognize them from role to role.
No, you don't. That's why I like Kevin Kline so much. You never. It's
I
just,
feel like that their talent in some ways, in a lot of ways actually, might eclipse your
Leading
big
person.
name people.
well, because you forget who they are.
They're
you
just-
don't. You don't say, "Oh, this is." And I'm going to use Tom Cruise because everybody knows Tom Cruise.
Right.
This is Tom Cruise in XYZ role. Oh, this is Tom Cruise in X. No, you look at this person. When I saw him when I saw Kevin Kline in Silverado versus French Kiss versus Dave, it was all different. I didn't say, oh, this is Kevin Kline playing this. It was this person or this person or this person.
Well, you know, I think of Muerte, who I didn't recognize.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh, well, this guy who, you know, even though I never watched, I just saw clips from Devil Wears Prada. I'm like, yeah, he plays this guy. He's just a really nice character. And you're like, oh, that's Muerte. I'm like, no, it's not.
Morty.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, it is.
It's
but
Morty.
He's such a character actor that I didn't recognize him between roles.
The actor doesn't overshadow the character.
Yes.
Which is nice.
So,
moving along.
Yes, I actually don't even know how we got there.
What are you working on?
Who was the actor we started with?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Poirot, probably.
Oh, that's exact. Suchet.
Yeah.
Suchet. Because I think the first time I actually saw him in a role other than Poirot.
Egg-shaped podcast.
I'll just write Eggshaped. Well, I can't find my notes right now. Yes, I can.
Egg-shaped.
Egg-shaped. There we go.
It offends the sensibility. It offends the little gray cells.
Although he does usually offend the sensibilities.
He does.
He
does not want to derange us.
Yes. I think I think Mrs. Oliver or someone like her when he said, "Oh, I hope I did not derange." I trust I did not derange you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope not. I'm pretty sure it was Mrs. Oliver who responded to that. I love their friendship.
She like Jap and like Hastings can do a lot with Poirot, get away with a lot.
Well, she's the one who she'll call someone and just start talking to them, and Poirot will be like, "Who is this?" And she just assumes that everyone will recognize her voice.
Yeah.
Like she does it to all her friends. She did that in Pale Horse to the cousin of Rhoda.
Rhoda, yeah.
And he's like, "Who's this?" I love Mrs. Oliver.
I do.
She couldn't hold a series by herself.
No, she's not Miss Marple. She's.
Well, Miss Marple actually technically really doesn't hold the series by herself. She's very much of a.
Is she ensemble?
Well, no, she's not ensemble. I think this was something that someone said on a booktube, and I really agree with this. She kind of steps back and lets the story happen. Mm-hmm. And then she steps in the end and puts all the pieces together. So it's really about whatever characters. Mm-hmm. Whereas Poirot is definitely a constant presence in his books.
Yes.
His character is just so oversized. Nowadays, people would say he's extra.
Extra?
Yes, that means like you go the extra mile. You go right. But he would be considered extra now. Miss Marple is just kind of in the background watching, and she's there, but sometimes she doesn't even come until the end.
Right.
It's really about everyone else. So yes, she has a series, but no, she doesn't. Not the way Poirot does.
Right.
But Mrs. Oliver's personality is not such as Miss Marple, where she could stay in the background. She's not a background type person.
Right.
But she couldn't hold a series by herself.
Right.
As much as I love her. Battle could, I think, and I do love him.
Yes.
Anyhow, that has nothing to do with this project.
No.
I don't know why. Oh, we're talking about your little gray cells.
Right.
It was your tea's fault. That you aren't even drinking right now.
I can't. I don't have it.
But I'm like, we're talking about a tea you're not drinking at the moment, and we had a whole side conversation, a tangent, because of a tea you're not drinking right now.
Takes two to tango.
Okay, so whoops.
Whoops is a bunny.
Well, oops is the bunny, but
Well, you just missaid it. That's all. Let's get some water.
let me take a drink.
You have to get my water.
Okay, so this is the Buttercup sweater. The pattern is Boxed in Cables by Mari Dembro. I think she has, her brand is Mari Sweaters or something. She has a website. I've tried. You can't purchase off the website, but if you find the pattern you like, I go to Lovecrafts, and her patterns are on Lovecrafts. Maybe it's a glitch in the site. I'm not sure. She's really good about responding to you, though, if you have issues. I messaged her about something I didn't understand, and the pattern was wording for sizing, and she got back to me within an hour or two. She's really good about getting back to you. Really helpful, really nice. And I consider her sweater, like, I think of them as very British. I can see someone in a Poirot or Miss Marple wearing these sweaters. They feel British but comfortable, like country British is what I think of.
Country squire.
Or I also think of Mr. Rogers, particularly with this sweater. It's actually, what attracted me to it is the whole feeling of comfort. I wanted something that I could just feel in, like, you know, it would work.
Homey.
Yeah, it would work to go out. It could even work for church. It could work to go out, but I could wear it very comfortably at home and not feel constrained. This is a piece sweater. She is one who actually recommends crocheting your seams to make them more sturdy. I think she says it does make it a little bit more bulky, but she recommends that they stay better. They stay together better. So I look forward to doing that when I do get to seaming. I think I'm almost done with the ribbing. And I am using my absolute favorite color. I've knit so much out of this yarn. This is Miss Babs. The colorway is Squash Blossom. Yes, I've made a sweater. Well, a sweater. It's a shawl sweater out of this recently, but I want a sweater out of this. So, yes, I had received a couple skeins from Mom for Christmas or birthday one year. I think you hit a sale. Laura let us know about it.
Yeah, it was on your...
And she also let us know that they had some of Squash Blossom.
Right.
Then I think I had ripped back a shawl at one point that was in this because I wasn't wearing it. So I have enough or almost enough to finish this. If I had to pick up an extra skein, oh no, tragedy. I will find something for it. I did, excuse me, pick up a fingering weight skein of this to make socks out of, but I had to finish my current pair of Lord of the Rings socks before I do that. But yes, this is a piece sweater. I absolutely love this colorway. My doctor, my doctor loves this colorway. If I have some left over, I might make something for her out of it. She'd look really cute in this color.
She would.
Because, honestly, she'd probably look better than I do in this color.
She's got a really pretty skin tone.
She's got a really pretty skin tone, and it would just pop and look really pretty on her. I might have to knit something for her at some point, because she would look so pretty in that. Where is my... I know I put it right back in the bag, so... Why do I have a highlighter in here?
I don't know.
There it is. I probably was reading a book and the highlighter fell in there. Okay.
I think that you had some white on your yarn and you just decided to color it in.
With pink?
Yep.
With neon pink.
Yep.
My yellow yarn.
Yep. It's kind of hairpin you are.
But yeah, I think if I have some extra, I might make her. It probably would have to be a scarf because I'm not sure if non-knitty people will wear some of the other things, or a hat or something. But yeah.
I'm not sure what I did here.
Did you break it?
No, I'm not sure what I did here because I wasn't paying attention. I may have to rip it back.
Well, you feel comfortable with that.
Yeah. Okay, so this in my... I lost my show notes because I was being distracted. In my extra large silver shed, PHN 10-year Podiversary bag, I think this is the extra large one, is my Spring Flowers baby blanket from the Sarah Bell Scarf Pattern by Sarah Sweetheart. And you know how sometimes you're doing something, you're just going along, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I'm not sure why this doesn't look right. So I'm going to probably rip back a little bit and see what I did.
I think it's harder when it's airy like that because, at least in my opinion.
So here it is. It just looks... It looks weird. I'm going to have to pull it back and see why it looks weird.
Pull it back till it doesn't look weird?
Yeah, I'll probably pull it back at least to where this is and see what it is. It's like I got to the end, I forgot what to do with it.
You must have been tired.
Well, I've been working on it right now. I was just...
You were distracted, did. It might have been when we were talking about Poirot. His egg-shaped head is to blame.
Except this is where I started. This is on the row before.
Did you do a short row?
No, I'm not really sure what I did here.
you have skills.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to put it away for now because I'll be able to figure out maybe when I just start doing it again and I go back to muscle memory instead of trying to think what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to do that. By the way, you have skills as a reference.
Yes, it is.
And for people who want to know what reference, for ones who want to guess, pause right now, make your guess. For people who want to know already, or right now, that is a reference to a personal favorite of Mom and mine. I think that it probably isn't that well known of a movie.
It's Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz.
And it is Night and Day. And I love, because he goes full on into the whack job.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And her reactions are such normal person reactions.
Yeah.
When you have this half crazy guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
Yeah, and that's the reference from that movie
From
too.
that movie too. Well, is that the wedding? For the wedding, June? It looks great. Stop shooting people, please.
I'm actually... No, I am going to go shoot somebody.
You have to watch it.
It's a great movie.
It is just really fun.
In terms of sleeper movies, it reminds me of something like Princess Bride, where
But-
you just not in the type of movie,
Yeah.
but the fact that nobody expected it to be
Good.
that kind of a
I
movie.
think because he really leaned in to the wackiness of the character. Because a lot of times when you see him playing an action hero, he goes full on action hero. But he really leaned into the quirky kind of like, are you really quite right in the head kind of thing. And I think that's part of what made it so great. And she played an excellent straight man to him in that.
'Cause I don't think she's the best actress necessarily. She's a good actress, but she
they also had
has good
chemistry.
Yes,
They had
good
really
chemistry.
good chemistry.
Which number would you like? Oh, three's good.
Okay, watch the movie. It's worth it.
Three's good.
The look on his face too. He's just like,
Would you like another number?
okay, sorry. That's such a good movie. Now I need to watch it again on a day I'm not too terribly flary. Oh, that's so much fun.
It's your turn.
Oh yeah, it is.
I'm
me
sorry,
take a
guys.
drink.
I didn't mean to yawn at you, but I'm a little sleepy.
Okay, so next, this is a new one. In my Silver Shed USA, this is not Silver Shed. This
That's
is Kiki Boo Bags. She makes a good bag. I don't know if she's still making bags.
Yeah, I don't know.
But this is my teapots bag with a hideous
No.
greenish color.
No. Do not judge.
But-
To be judged.
The bag's gonna judge me.
I didn't say the bag was going to judge you.
Okay, so how I found this designer was completely by accident. I had someone purchase the Valeria pattern, but she wasn't used to purchasing patterns on Etsy. This was her first time, and she couldn't figure out how to download. When she couldn't find her email, I was like, well, let me purchase a pattern. I'll send you some screenshots, and I'll walk you through the process. And that's how I found this designer. She has like a ton of adorable bunnies. I have one of her designs already. I had an owl, and I didn't read her design correctly, so I messed up the owl when I tried to make it for you. I will try one of her owls again. But I don't think she had as many pictures for that particular owl. But she does have, I think maybe for her later patterns, a ton of step-by-step pictures. I think one of her patterns, there's a beagle puppy I want to make Davina. It looks like a real beagle puppy. But the pattern's like 23 pages long because she has pictures about how to put it together. And I'm absolutely going to make that for Davina. But I wanted to try one of her simpler patterns first.
So you took the one I'm going to make?
I don't think I did.
Oh, that's adorable.
So her name,
You didn't show me that one.
I didn't. The name pattern is by Claire Garland, aka Dot Pebbles.
Is that a knit?
This is knit.
Okay.
Dot Pebbles is knit. The other one you're thinking of is crochet. She I also found by accident, but we'll talk about her later. This is the Wren pattern. It's from her Woodland collection, and I call this pattern the Project Jenny Wren. Apparently, it's a Paul McCartney song,
Okay.
and it just amused me. So, so the way her designs work is a lot of the pieces. It's knit flat, but it's almost like you skinned the animal, and it just has its skin, and then you have to piece it together from there.
That reminds me of something I saw on Instagram where they put bananas
Uh-huh.
and then they made like some kind of coating, right? They put it over the banana. They baked it on. They took the bananas out. They filled it up with stuff. Put one half on top of the other, and filled it up. And it was like a kind of a Twinkie type thing.
Huh.
And that's what made me think about was the thing that you said, the skinning of the banana. For me, it was like the skinning of the banana.
So Laura sent this with my teapots.
That's cute.
But it's not. It was too small for the DPNs I use for socks most of the time. But it worked for these little DPNs I'm using for, because I think normally you would knit these on straights, but 2 DPNs are just fine. So what would happen is after I'm done with this part, I think I have some brown to do. You fold it over like
Oh,
that.
it's gonna be little.
Yes, this is a little guy. Now, granted, I haven't started the brown yet, but no, he's a little guy. This is his. Well, the hers, because she's Jenny Wren. This is her beak. Just a little beak.
Right. Okay.
And then once I'm done with the brown here, then she would fold. I think this is her tail back here.
I have a book that has those kind of animals that you knit flat. And I have a book over there. I have to look at it.
I wonder if it's hers. I wonder if it's
No,
Dot
it's a
Pebbles.
guy, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I got it at a fiber festival.
So, yeah.
Or Daddy got it for me.
I just need to do the last part for Jenny Wren. But I figured it was a good starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Try a small one, because I obviously didn't understand the owl one the first time I made it. There were more pieces to the owl. I think I had wings, and there was more of a construction going on.
Right.
Where Jenny Wren is very simple. Because I definitely want to work the beagle at some point. She has so many adorable bunnies that I want to make. So precious.
Because she has no bunnies.
Quite a few loppies.
I like loppies. You have to be careful with loppies so they don't look like dogs.
But her loppies
Hers don't.
Her loppies don't look like dogs. So she, yes, absolutely adorable. Her, I think the first time, and I didn't realize it was her when I picked it up, I had for a long time a deer she designed, which honestly almost looked like you picked the deer out of the forest
The one
or
with
something.
Bambi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of her toys really look like they could be like some of those really expensive stuffed animals that you get at stores where they look real.
Mhm.
That's why I think Davina will really like the beagle. She likes her toys to look real. But yeah, I planned, and she has like those decoration birds where you work it, so you'll have like that circle thing, and you make your bird and you attach it and you hang it from window or something. She has a bunch of adorable ornaments. So yeah, she's very prolific. I'm interested in finishing Jenny Wren, and then you'll probably see more of Dot Pebbles patterns in the future.
Boy, I keep losing my... I don't know why I do that. It doesn't usually go that quickly. But anyway, in my Blue Universal Studios canvas bag is my Virtual Hug Shawl project from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. And this is just a bunch of different yarns. This is not mine. It's Laura's. Let's see here. I'm gonna get caught here. Let me show you where I'm at. There you go. So you can see it's growing. Can you see the bottom there?
They can.
So it's a pretty good size. And Laura said she likes it, so that makes me happy. I'm not sure exactly how much more I'm going to do on here before I start, before I start weaving off and all that kind of weaving ends in and things like that. Still a little, not even quite long enough for where I like it, so it's going to be a little while, but the stitches are big on this, so we'll see if I get to all the yarn that I have set aside for it or not. This is, for me, this is a very nice kind of meditative kind of crochet. You just kind of, this is like the Sorabelle, you just kind of go. That is when I don't make a mistake on the end, figure out what I'm doing. But anyway, It's one of those things where you just kind of, you can talk and you can let your muscle memory kind of guide your hands.
Right.
So Yeah, that's all I have to say about this. It's various different kinds of yarns in here.
I would call those kind of things like, well, I can't usually do this for crochet. I usually have to do this for knitting. But the things I can read and do at the same time. The only reason why I can't do it for crochet is the knitting's on the cable or on the needle or whatever. Right. So I'm definitely sure when I'm knitting a stitch. Whereas for crochet, I actually have to look at it.
Right.
I can't just do it by feel. But, all right, let me bring up my show notes again. My last one is in my Little Skein the Big Wool Velveteen Rabbit bag. This has the Starburst socks. The pattern is Vanilla Cream by K.F. Jones. I'm using Laura's yarn. She had sent me a kit where it had...
That's really pretty.
Yes, it is. And I'll bring it up where you can see it in a second. I need to get the ball band out of there, but I also need to grab my 2 colors. There's the other one. Okay. So, this is Lollipop Girl Yarn. This is my first time using Laura's yarn. It's the second quarter mystery sock set. The colorway is Flamingoing at the Pool. So that's this here. And it's 100%. It's 100 grams, 75% superwash merino, 26% nylon, 463 yards.
26?
25. I said wrong. 25% nylon, 463 yards. And the minis are highlighter and Pinklicious, and I'll show those in a second. And I guess they're 46 grams each, maybe? Maybe not?
For what?
The minis.
No, they're probably 20 grams.
20 grams.
So it might be a total of 40.
So my plan is one sock will have the yellow, which is highlighter, for the heels and toes and the cuff. The other will have the pink one, which I already forgot the name of. So they're very bright.
Yes, they are.
And these things, they're really nice for when I have heels and toes. I got them from Knit Picks. I might have to pick up more. There's bigger ones as well. When I got them, I didn't use them for the longest time, and I only recently started using them. And I find them really useful. I will put my minis like on the back of a chair and then wind them onto these, because it's a pain in the neck to do that on a ball winder. They're just so small, and it ends up with this huge hole in the center. This is very much more convenient.
Yeah, I would always just make them into a ball because...
And for me, sometimes making the ball tires my hands.
Mine too.
And I like this a lot better. So...
I don't use enough minis right now, although now with the things I'm doing, it might...
Well, you'd probably want a bigger one of those, because that's a small size. They have bigger ones. So here's the socks so far.
Oh, that's pretty.
This is the first one.
That looks like a K-sock.
But this is why I'm calling it Starburst. It just really makes me think of Starburst candy.
Makes me think of K.
Yeah. So, in socks, I tend to knit things. I can knit things that aren't in my normal color scheme because they're just fun. It's fun to work out your color scheme, and for socks, it doesn't matter. So I have a lot of fun with my socks. But yeah, I think that then I'll be like, oh, today I feel like the yellow side being my right foot. Today I feel like the pink side, whatever I feel like. And they are not as much twinsy as my, as another pair of socks that I made, but it's alternating.
Irish twins.
Yeah, these are they're definitely related, but they're not full-on twins. I guess they could be fraternal.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Boy-girl twins.
Yeah. This is against the boy, since the pink would be the girl. There we go. But yes, this is fun to work in mini stripes. Laura thought it would spiral. It really does mini stripe.
I think with socks, it would do that. It would mini stripe.
I mean, I've had yours actually spiral on me before.
It depends on how.
But it depends on how you dyed it, but I've had several socks do this mini stripe thing, which is fun. This is why, though, I would work certain socks in a plain pattern because I think you would lose the pattern
Right.
or the mini stripes in if you have too much going on.
Right.
You have to either choose one or the other.
I don't have any more projects.
Okay, let me just put this back in the bag. Because I'm not in a rush to finish this pair. This is a nice mindless pair, and I don't need to rush through it.
Right.
Let me take another drink. That leads us on to FOs.
I don't have any.
No one's going to be surprised about my FO since I just showed that pair of socks. I have finished my rainbow socks.
They're pretty.
And here is the green heeled one. And here is the purple heeled one. And these also mini striped.
Yeah. See, this does look a little lighter than this.
Yes, I think so too. And
I mean, it's an optical illusion.
it is an optical illusion. It's just the way that, for whatever reason, when you have the lighter color in the middle of the sock with the heel versus the darker color in the middle sock of the heel, each of them bring out a different feel to them. So, yes, I never thought I would do this with heels and toes,
Looks cute.
but it's really fun. I have no idea who the dyer is. I kind of feel like it might be Wild Hair, but I lost the ball band a long time ago.
I think she did striping.
I
I guess she does, but
Yeah, it kind of feels like it could be her, but if it's not her, I have no idea who it is
Yeah.
because I lost the ball band. So yeah, these will probably be worn fairly soon. My sock collection is definitely growing, which is good. I don't need to be re-wearing the same ones over and over again, even though I do.
trying to get things out of the way to give us a little bit of a head start because we got started really late because I'll tell you about the other stuff when we do personal stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have anything like that, so
Okay, so no graphic novel.
nope.
Okay, that leads us generally onto your shop.
Okay, shop. I did. Whoops.
Is Bunny.
Yes, indeed. I did get all my yarn re-skeined and labeled. The ball bands are labeled, so I'm hoping to get this up in the shop soon. But before I do, I'll probably send out Pat's prize that she won. I did name it, and we end up calling it. I already
And by
have,
we, it's a royal we.
yeah, it's me. I ended up calling it. I ended up taking something that somebody said, doing some research on my own, and something I had already been leaning to. At one point, I had a Madam Min. It was called Dragon Mim, Dragon Madam Min, or Dragon Mim, or something like that. Laura has the only skein of that. It was kind of an oops or something. And so I decided to go with Madam Mim. It's called Mim's Menagerie. There's a picture of her where she's got like the dragon and the cat and all the other things that she becomes, and it has all those colors in the skeins. So it's called Mim's Menagerie. So Pat, be on the lookout for that one. I'm hoping to get it off sometime this week. Okay.
I forgot that she transforms in so many because that was never my favorite Disney one.
No, mine either. but
So I forgot that she transforms.
But she does. She transforms into several. So that it's called Mim's Menagerie.
I do feel kind of sad that they made the. Oh, he kind of was in the books his right hand man, but he was like the older brother he grew up with. It kind of made him a bully in that, where he wasn't in the Legendarium. I can't remember his name right now.
It was let me see. I want to say it was a one-syllable word.
I feel like it might have been.
I can't remember what it was. I could see him in the movie.
But they changed his character.
He wasn't like that in the book.
No, he like even though with Arthurian legend you have differences over the years, that was never a part of his character. Let's see, Arthurian Knights. I really like his character in the Gerald Morris series because
I was going to say Sir Guy, but it's not Guy.
no, it's not. Arthurian Knights is what I'm going to look up because he should be one of the first ones that pops up. Because Arthur grew up with him. Let's see.
I thought they made him brothers. I guess he wasn't.
No, they weren't literal brothers. In
Disney, I mean.
No, I think that they just made him a bully because I think. Okay, let's see. Come on. It's taking its time. Okay, King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, characters from Arthurian legend. Okay, Merlin, Lady of the Lake. Let's see.
I can see him in my head, kind of a big oafish kind of guy.
Yeah, and it's not fair to his
Disney,
character. His land. Okay, characters. There we go. The Knights. K.
K. Yeah.
Sir K.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I'd know him once I saw him. And I really like him in the Gerald Morris version. I think it's actually written for young adults. Mm-hmm. My college roommate introduced me to them. The first one, I think, is The Squire's Tale. And this author goes through Arthurian legend. I mean, sometimes it can feel a little repetitive, like with character types. But there's really fun. Kay comes out really well. I really enjoy his character in that.
Well, let me get back to the shop.
Yes, I apologize.
The shop, I will have those yarns up pretty soon. I've got the virtual hugs to put up. I've got Neapolitan to put up. I've got Loki to put up. And I'm hoping to dye more yarn. I just put in a fairly good size order to round out what I have in the shop. I got some more Stardust fingering. They didn't have my my normal base for sock, but I still have a good amount of that. I got some more DK. I got a new DK that I haven't done before that has nylon in it. So we'll see how that works. That'll be good for socks.
Yeah, and I could test it out for you at some point and see how much gets left over with a full sock.
So I have that, and I bought a little bit more dye powder. I was almost out of brown, so I picked that up because I may be using that in some of the colors. I didn't really have a lot of it to begin with. So, and with all the shortages that people are talking about in various things, I thought, I'm going to have a little more than I need right now, but I'd rather have a little more so I don't maybe run out. Mm-hmm. And I hope to be doing some yarn dyeing. Next week's going to be really hard because there's all kinds of appointments next week, but I'm going to hope to get some more yarn dyeing in. I'm hoping to get some shop updates in this week and go from there. I have to start thinking about, sounds weird to say this, but fall colors and Christmas colors and things like that. So I'm not, and the mystery skeins of Ty has
because
surgery.
we kind of fit, like we said,
and not only that, Ty might have surgery, my husband might have surgery. So it's just like, I need to maybe think about, okay, we'll try to, we're fine. I'm not saying that, but every little, it's just nice to help, to get some yarn to, and it'll help to put my shop back on I'm back on people's radars because I've had visitors in a while. So now you may see, I'm going to be upfront with you guys. You may see, okay, I've given you free shipping again for above $35 for the U.S. You may see a price hike. You guys are paying shipping that way, okay? I want to be upfront with you guys. It won't be the full amount, but if I do that, what Etsy does is it says, okay, if you want to recoup this, you have to go up this amount. So if you see my prices go up, it's so I can keep on the radar for people doing my searches for yarn and still make the money I need to, because they're upping prices on everything. So
because it's also partially to make up for the fact that you had to pay more for materials.
Yeah. So I just want to be upfront with you guys. I never like to keep you in the dark. If you see the pricing go up, it says free shipping. Some of that shipping you are still going to be paying because it goes in. They're going to change the price.
Now, if you're overseas or something, it actually is not even going to cover what you're shipping.
I apologize for the people in overseas. There's nothing I can do about that because it's getting more expensive to buy materials and it's getting more expensive to ship. I don't want to be one of these people who kind of says, it feels disingenuous to me to say, okay, I'm not going to charge you shipping, and then my prices go up, which I told you they might anyway, but the adjustment that I make is going to be such to help me recoup some of my losses in the shipping, because it's hard to make ends meet in the shop with all the things going up.
Well, you're trying to stay in the
black.
In the black, yeah. I always mix up if it's red or black.
Yeah. So I don't want to be I want to be transparent, to use a political term. Okay, I want you guys to know what's going on.
I do think you're overthinking it a little bit, so.
No, I have to be honest.
Yes,
I
yes,
have
you
to be
do.
honest, because if and it may not happen. It might not happen. I may just say, "Pfft," but just
She overthinks things.
I value my customers.
Yes, I know.
My customers are very good customers. They're repeat customers. They like my stuff. They deserve honesty.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Anyway, so look for things in the shop. Price hikes may not happen for a while. Just giving you a heads up in case you see it go up. Say, I wonder why that happened. Okay. Because yeah, everything's going up. All right, and if you see any colors, or you, like I said before, if you have any colors that you've seen in the shop, or if you happen to look through things that have been sold in my shop before and you like certain colors and you want to see it come back, let me know. If it's something I can still do, I'll see about putting it in the shop. If there's bases that you don't see that you might like to see, if I think there'll be enough of a demand for it, I may consider picking it up. But it has to be something that there's a demand for, unless I can get a deal on single skeins. Like I have a customer who really likes my long worsted, and I can get those at single skeins. I won't have to buy the whole 20 pack or the whole 10 pack, so I can work out something with her if I had to.
Right.
But if it's something like, oh, I want, what's a good one that
Or maybe the Super Sparkle.
the Super Sparkle, the one that Davina likes so much. I forget what's in it, but it's got like a thread. It's not just like it's really. Laura doesn't like that one very much, for whatever reason.
I think it's what the other yarn around it is. Like, it's something that just isn't.
Yeah, this one, it's the one that's the super sparkle. That one I don't have a lot of interest in. So if somebody wanted that, I'd have to wait till I got more interest in that, or some of the others. Like I have for one of my suppliers, I have a long, I think it's a long fingering sock, and that is not one that it's an MCN or something. If I have enough interest, I'll pick it up. But if not, I have to just wait and see, unless I want some.
Right, exactly.
There's that, But anyway, yeah, keep an eye on the shop, and yeah.
That's usually where your big worsted comes in, is even if people don't necessarily want a huge amount, that's something that you could get for like sweaters and stuff.
And the sport weight one, because that's a place that I get only a few skeins at a time, and it's not my primary place to get yarn. I get other things from that place. But the large skeins, that's why they're a little more expensive. They are large skeins. But I can't find worsted weight large skeins like that anywhere else. And so and they have a sport that has like 700, almost 800 yards.
If they have a bulky, you might need to look into it too, because you like the Jane Richmond patterns. She tends to use bulky.
Yeah. I don't know if they have the large bulky though, because for the bulky weight yarns, you need to make it worth your while, you need to have a bigger skein. Because they can be a little on the expensive side for the bulky. But I like the bulky weight yarns. They're nice heavy sweater with that. So yeah, that's all I have to say really about my shop. I don't have anything that I can think of coming up, except potentially the mystery skeins and a possible update within the next several days.
Okay, so that leads us on to stash enhancement.
Do you have anything for shop?
No, not really,
Okay.
because everything's rosary related.
Okay.
A lot of my stuff has been custom lately, and I mean very custom. But we'll see. I know if we end up like we kind of hope, going the surgery route, there will be a point where my shop goes on vacation, just because I will not be in a place where I'll be able to handle orders. And I'll probably do that even a few weeks ahead of time, because I wouldn't want to get an order and have to risk.
Well, you can say you can order something that's in the shop, but not that I have to make at this point.
I don't have anything that's just in the shop. Everything is custom for me. So, other than the patterns, but it's very hard to just be like, these are the only things available. I'm not going to put everything on inactive. It's just a lot easier just to put the shop on vacation. I don't get that much revenue from the patterns to make all the effort worth it.
Well, I was talking about if you'd had rosaries or something in there.
No, that's not the way my shop works.
Excuse me.
So yeah, that's not the way my shop works. I have very few ready-made rosaries available, just because I'm custom shop for rosaries.
Right.
A lot of times I'll have people like, hey, I want this thing, can you make it happen? And we'll spitball and figure out what it is they want.
Or say no.
Or say no. That doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't. It was just an odd request.
Yeah. So
and she was very nice.
Yes, she was. So we will. It might not be anything like anything in my shop, but we get a starting point and we go from there. So I'm very much for my roses custom shop.
Now, before we go into the stash enhancements, I did want to do the writing. I am writing. I did some writing to the shared story because I do have it. I have a writers group meeting next Friday, I think it is.
It's last Friday, isn't it?
Last Friday. It's
First Friday.
First Friday. So maybe it's 2 Fridays. Not this Friday, but next Friday. That I have another one. I've only gone to one. It's nice. People are nice, and he sends out your thing. Says, okay, this is just to remind you. Let me know if you're coming, so I have an idea of how many people are coming, and then there's no dues. You don't have to be there. It's not anything like that. It's just you go there, you state your goals in the first 15 minutes, and then for about an hour and a half you write, and then last 15 minutes or so you talk about what you did, and then you leave.
And it's very similar to something on BookTube that's called reading sprints, where everyone will get together, they'll chat for a while, then they'll be like, what are you reading? They'll say what they're going to be reading. They read for like 30 minutes, and then they'll come back, they'll talk a little bit, then some of them will then go, okay, now we're reading for 20 minutes, and then they'll reset the timer and go from there. So that sounds like writing sprints versus reading sprints.
But you can't, that writing doesn't lend itself to those smaller chunks unless you have like maybe prompts where you're doing, under 500 words. Even then, sometimes that can be a long time.
Right. Yeah, depending on how much of a block you have. And the first time usually is like 40 minutes versus 30 minutes.
Well, reading, you can read at any point. You just,
Right, and some people are faster readers than others. Now, my dad considers me a pretty fast reader. I think that I'm an average speed reader. I'm just a faster reader than he is.
Well, he likes to ruminate over things.
I think part of the thing is I won't always get
You're a skimmer.
I'm not really a skimmer. It's just that I have trouble picturing background, and I don't really care. Like, you could tell me, you have vast descriptions of what the place looks like. If it's not important to the plot, I don't care. I want to move on with the story.
She'd get lost in the book. She would get lost if they plopped her down in the book. She wouldn't know where she was.
No, I wouldn't. But I also am so absorbed in the book that if someone walks into the room and starts talking to me suddenly, I'll be really confused.
I get that
and
way.
not really. It's like I almost don't know where I am for a second because I actually am really absorbed in the book.
People have to repeat because I'm not. It's like I'm not.
Well, it feels like you got jarred out of. It's like you got yanked from the universe. Remember when Hawkeye, when he traveled through time, he picked up the ball or whatever that his daughter dropped, her son dropped, and then he got yanked back
right
where he belonged. There was that moment of like, whoa, I'm back where
that was a double whammy though, because his family was gone and now they were gone again.
True, but I mean still the idea of like you're yanked, you got suddenly pulled from that universe.
Well, something like when the Ancient One got
smacked Doctor Strange.
No, not that too. But we were talking about the same movie.
Yeah,
Ruffalo out of the Hulk.
Yeah,
you're just kind of, this.
Yeah, that kind of like, whoa, okay, let me get my bearings. Where am I?
Okay, so that's the writing stuff. Now into the enhancements.
Okay, do you have enhancements?
Yep.
Okay, so
none of them are knitting related or crocheting related.
I do have knitting related. I'll do my non-knitting first.
Why don't you let me go through? You have a lot.
Well, let me just do non-knitting.
Okay.
And then we can... Okay, so there are books that I can't get on Kindle because they're more expensive, or some of them aren't available at all. Okay, if you like the history of medical history, but you don't want to get sucked into other books, don't read this one book that I just finished on the history of transplant. bad book because he will reference other books and he does it in such a way that you're
And
interested.
she has no willpower.
This one was like on Amazon. It was like $40-$50, but I found it on this science. It's called Science History Publications USA, and I got it way inexpensive. I don't have the price on it anymore because I don't understand why you send a receipt and you don't have the price on
They
it.
probably thought it was a gift.
They could have, or maybe it's just their way of keeping track of what they send, so they kind of like you check it out. Okay, yes, I sent that. Yeah, Science History Publications USA. Didn't even know this is a thing. I think I just Googled the book. This guy was very instrumental in transplant, helping us figure out the immunological system with rejection, things like that. So, this guy is Joseph E. Murray, MD. These are his reflections on his career. So yes, a lot of people owe their lives to people like this man. This one, I have one of the books that I want to listen to on the library. This one was not available. Less expensive to get the book than the Kindle. I don't spend more money on a Kindle if I can get a physical. That just seems dumb. So, whoopsie. This was a used book. I always make sure I read, and when they say good, see what that means. Because sometimes they'll say good, and it can be like there's writing in the pages.
I got one that was like very good, and it was highlighted.
Yeah, you really have to read the descriptions. And if there's not enough of a description, sometimes I'll drop down until I find one with descriptions. Now, this one had like a page bent there. Like someone marked
dog-eared it, yeah.
Yeah, someone dog-eared a spot. But that's actually fairly little damage in comparison to what some books have. But possibly because I do believe this one was a library book. Or no, this one came from Goodwill. This is The Poison Squad, one chemist's single-minded crusade for food safety at the turn of the 20th century. And this lady also wrote a book called The Poisoner's Handbook, that's the one I'm reading. I'm really listening to or reading it from the library. A detailed, highly readable history, the journey our country has taken in establishing food, drink, and drug regulation is an important one to understand because it's still going on. And they're talking about how you, at that time, preserved milk and meat with formaldehyde.
No wonder people didn't live very long.
Yes. So they go through like how dangerous and lethal food was for a period of time, and how this man, it sounds like one man, yeah, one chemist, really did a lot to save lives. I love the cover. It looks it's this bright yellow funness.
Something wrong with you. Looks like a bumblebee.
So yeah, look, it's a Penguin classic, I guess, because that's what that is, right?
Penguin, yeah.
I think they usually do classics. I usually associate them with classics.
Well, Penguin, classics.
Penguin books.
Penguin is classics is a subset of Penguin.
Okay. I guess because prior to this, I usually had
Kids' books were Penguin classics.
Yeah. Well, I like this little, when they have what is it called?
Acknowledgements?
Not acknowledgement.
Dedication?
Dedication. The dedication to Peter who makes all things possible. I wonder if it was either her son or her husband or someone like that. That is a kind of sweet dedication. So, yes. Look forward to reading. Apparently, she's a journalist.
Cool.
And this seems to be an area she's interested in based on the other books she wrote. So, those are the books. We wanted to save the knitting type stuff for after.
I don't have knitting stuff.
Okay, I do.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I was going to let you go.
Okay. All right. Well, my stuff is from Adagio.
Yeah, mine's not here yet.
Okay. And I have it in the two different boxes because they came separately, but also because I couldn't fit them in one.
Mm-hmm.
So this one came in yesterday. This is some more of chocolate mocha for tea for the little gray cells that we were talking about. This, I looked at the bottom, I think I had won something, or somebody gave me something, and I needed to buy something anyway. So I was like, okay.
You need honey.
Oh, honey, that's right. I said I had gotten some. I'm like, I can see the bottom of my tin. I need more of this. So I got that.
Just throw that tea on the floor.
And along with this, I got, this is the 12 ounce of the whipped chocolate honey.
It's about time you got 12 ounce.
Yeah, because I go through this. So, and
It'd be super good on toast.
it's good on everything.
Can you imagine on waffles?
This is hibiscus flowers, what I ended up getting. They've been giving out free samples when you buy stuff.
I guess I'm not very observant because I miss out on those.
I've been picking up the spices. I got red peppercorn. I got this. I got rose petals. I actually have a couple of rose petals. I might be able to give you one because I have 2 of them.
Okay.
Because it came with my hot chocolate. And then I have cardamom seeds, and I think something with cinnamon because I've had those orders. Then they've been sending me the hot chocolate. I have like 3 or 4 of these.
Yeah, I do too. Mine are downstairs right now because I was trying to clear up space.
This one's got rose petals in
Yeah,
it too.
I think all the hot chocolate sets have rose petals, and I keep meaning to try it because they actually don't have milk in it.
I don't know what this other thing is. That down here, this one down here.
Well, I know there's 2 cocoa petals. I know there's 2 rose petals.
Okay.
I mean, cocoa powder. There's not cocoa powder.
Okay.
Cocoa powder, 2 rose petals, and there's one other thing in there. I think it's like cardamom or something.
Okay, well that's this box. And then the other box I actually got before this one. It just happened to be on the bottom. And this is also from Adagio. Here is the hot chocolate that they've been sending, and this one is cardamom. And this has the smaller, two of the smaller honeys.
One did you end up getting?
One is cinnamon, and one is the garden one.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna like the cinnamon one because they suggest that with chai.
This I can't see what this one is.
It should say on top.
Yeah, I can't read it though because
That one's the garden one.
this one must be cinnamon. So that's that. And then this is my own blend. This is Where's My Chocolate Monkey? And that artwork, yes, my artwork. So, yeah. So that's my Adagio stuff. I have something in my cart now because I tweaked a blend of mine because I'd won something on a spin, and I can't get it until I buy something. So I have I had a blend that I tasted it and I liked it okay, but I think it might be better if I decaffeinate it and make it like, instead of the black tea and everything, maybe make it
because it was quite black tea.
It was very much. So I did a tweak on it, and I'm going to try it that way. So I'm just waiting to see if I want to put anything else in the cart. Trying not to buy too much Adagio because I already have kind of a surplus.
Well, I know that I need to think of refreshing a couple things. I need to go through my my containers, because I might need more Hojika. Because I actually only had a small amount of it. I think I got a sample, but I had a big container. I know I'd want more in the future, so I might just pick up a big one of the Hojika. And I'm very low on Dragon Pearl, Black Dragon Pearl. That was the first tea I picked up from Adagio, and I've been kind of like only doing a little bit at a time, so I need to refill that.
I have some that I need to get through that. I thought I was going to do a lot more lattes when I was not knowing if I could do the chai tea because of the milk stuff. And I guess I didn't have Tazo yet. And I might still use those for lattes if I can't use the Tazo, because I couldn't find my skinny chais at the Martin's. So I have those, and those I may do as lattes, or
I like black tea lattes.
The straight rooibos, I don't like straight. It has to have vanilla in it. It has to be the nutcracker or something like that. It can't just be.
And I gave Mom all my rooibos because I'm really not a huge rooibos person.
So I have that, and I have samples that I have of straight vanilla, straight chocolate, that kind of stuff, which I'm going to play around with the Selfina stuff I've got and the samples, and maybe make my own blends that I can then not reconstitute.
You can repeat.
Repeat's not the word I was using, but it works. So I can redo that as a blend, and actually duplicate. That's the word I was working for. If I can do that, then I actually have tasted it before I do it.
And now you won't be sure about the quantity.
No. Well, you could say the percentage, but they might add a few other things in it. But it'll be close enough that you have an idea. Because my problem is that sometimes the teas will taste too watery. They don't have enough body or depth or whatever it is. I don't like that. I want to have flavor.
But with black tea, sometimes they have too much body for you. Like, it's got to be just right.
It has to be. I mean, why not? I pay for it.
Goldilocks tea person.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
Okay, so my knitting type ones.
Can't believe you printed all those off my color printer.
Only 2.
Yeah, 20 pages a piece.
No, I grabbed the lesser ones because Like, I'm not doing the beagle right now.
I thought you were going to do that with your Kindle.
I was thinking about doing it off my Kindle. The only thing that might change it is if I feel like I'm going to need to write on the pattern. Because sometimes it's the only way I can think.
I get that.
But I'm going to wait that for a little bit because I'm not going to do it right away. I need to get a folder from downstairs for my toy patterns. Because right now I have a sock pattern folder, and I have one for just like various
You're
folders.
talking about folder or binder?
Folder.
Okay.
I've been putting them in folders, and like one side will be, like for the socks, I have one side that's sock weight, and one side that's heavier weight. But
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
I didn't read the measurement correctly for this. These are really pretty buttons, but they're a bit small. But I think
they were. I thought you said those were freebie.
I thought they were, but I think I actually
Okay.
got them. But I figured out what I could do. Eyes, bird eyes.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
These would be really cute
Sew
as
'em on?
bird eyes. Yes, just sew them on. I know some people do sew on eyes.
Yep.
And those would be super duper cute as bird eyes.
Do they have a?
They have a shaft,
how it
but it's a
is,
very
yeah.
small
Yeah,
shaft.
yes.
And the way the shaft is built, I think it will work very nicely.
Yeah, it's flat, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's not one of those ones that you're going to
It's
be
right.
wiggling.
It's right here. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
So I was
those
just,
would be cute.
wouldn't they be super cute as bird eyes?
Yeah.
So now I'm really happy I misread it.
Yeah.
It might be
What's
cute.
this? Thank you, Taya.
No, I purchased it.
Okay.
I think she just stuck it on there.
Okay.
But yeah, I think when it said 3/4 of, I think it said 3/4 of a centimeter or millimeter or whatever. In my head, I read 3/4 of an inch.
This is 3/4 of an inch. That's about 3/4 of an inch.
No, it's
Yeah,
less
it
than
is. No, that's about 3/4 of an inch. Or if you go from edge to edge, that's almost an inch.
that. No, an inch is this.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not. That is not true.
Hang on, I've got a measuring tape right here. Because I keep measuring tapes.
I mean, this might be half.
Okay, so an inch is this.
Yeah.
That's not 3/4,
About a quarter of an
but
inch.
there.
It could be. That's half.
That's about half. So, although let's actually take it to the end.
Okay, wait a minute.
Down to biggest end to biggest end. Yeah, that's about 3/4.
Okay.
But yeah, I misread it to say 3/4, or I read it properly, but in my head I said 3/4 of an inch. Nowhere near 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, I actually have in my head almost like an idea of what an inch is because I have to measure a lot.
That seems awfully big for an inch.
Inch is bigger
Wait,
than you realize.
This is an inch, I guess, but this is
Yeah.
2 inches.
Inch is a lot bigger than you realize. But these are gonna be. I'm glad I made the mistake because these are gonna be super cute as bird eyes, and I might put it on Jenny Wren.
That might be big for Jenny Wren.
Yeah, I'll have to see when she's finished.
Because Jenny Wren has that little tiny beak, so I think that'd be too big for her.
You might be right.
You almost need seed beads for that.
You're right. What I might use these for as well is some donuts.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Depending on the donut, it could be really cute.
That would be cute.
So, oopsie, wrong bag. You don't go in this one. You go in this one. Then there's these. These could be either for the orange sweater I'm working, but I'm kind of thinking it might be possibly the yellow.
Oh, the one that you pulled out the stuff?
Yeah, although I think this might be a little bit light for that.
Yeah, I was going to say that looks light.
I have a different one that's going to work better. But these are pretty.
Yeah. You already started?
What? No, I haven't added them yet, but I have another one that hair buttons that work better.
Oh, I thought you meant you had a sweater that was... Okay.
No.
All right.
Could work for the yellows, but again, I think it'll be light. We'll see. These will go on a sweater. And it's just good to have them now in case prices go up a little bit. I tend to go for vintage buttons. I think this might be for the yellow.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little bit of a texture to the
I'm
black.
surprised you haven't tried a dark brown with the yellow.
I don't know why I haven't. I think I'm almost in my head imitating what I did for
With
the
Jane
big
Richmond,
yellow
yeah,
one.
yeah. Because that's why I was wondering why you didn't do something different, because you already had that.
Yeah, I think it's just a natural tendency. Now, this other one. Okay,
Well, that's a pretty color. What is that? Brown? Copper?
it's
Red?
kind of a reddy
Yeah.
color.
That's pretty.
And I'm thinking this for this orange red sweater.
Yeah, that would work better.
So,
It's awfully flat for the yarn, though. Well, I guess the yarn is pretty thin, right?
you don't do it with the yarn.
No,
You do it-
I'm not talking about sewing it in. I'm talking about for the weight of the yarn.
No, it'll be fine. So, here's the rest of them. she had really good prices, and that way I have enough for multiple sweaters if I want. I don't risk running out. But yeah, this is. I know you probably like the rough end.
Can't see it. Yeah.
I knew you like the rough end. I like the shiny end.
Shiny, shiny.
So that is for my orange red sweater. As soon as I actually arrived, because I thought it was, I knew it was, they marketed it as red. It is a red.
Now I have to make a magpie colorway.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I have to figure out I have to look at her and see what color she is.
So those are the buttons. What's in here? Oh yes, Mom's owl buttons.
They're cute.
This is going to be really cute on her sweater. Let me try to grab one of all of them. Because these came from England. I think there were 5 different ones.
I like this one, so cute.
He's really cute. Let's see.
Little fat one.
Let me make sure. I think maybe actually there are only 4.
I think there's only 4 of them.
Yeah. So, but they have repeats. So these are actually real wood. And they're not childish at all. So here's one.
They're kind of folk vintage.
And I'm going to be alternating. Some of them look super angry. I'm saving the cutest one for last.
That one has to have multiple ones.
Yes, he will definitely have multiple. It might be that I have him, one of the others. Him, one of the others.
Yeah,
So he's the longest repeat. And he is so cute.
Okay.
It's for podcasting. Need to register now. But yes, these are super cute. They work in the color palette with her owl sweater. I took a chance that she'd like them because I was afraid they'd run out. And I'm really, when they came in, I was so glad how much she liked them.
This is my favorite one. So
He
cute.
is really cute.
He's a little fluffy owl.
Yes, he is.
He's so cute.
So I will make sure that he's the alternating. And that pattern requires like 6 or 7 buttons.
I think I can draw this one. He's adorable.
He is adorable. So yes, I'm really happy that Mom's liked it as much. And this lady, she sent this out super quick, and it came really fast. And I'm just really happy with her service. Her name is Crafty Cat Nitty Bits. She does a handwritten note.
In purple ink.
Purple ink. She's on Facebook, Twitter. I need to.
She's whimsical. I like
She
her.
is. I might need to get on her newsletter. Want an occasional newsletter of fluffy and shiny things? Message me your email. I might have to do that.
Yeah.
So-
Fluffy and shiny things?
I guess I haven't looked at her fluffy stuff. I just searched for buttons, and I searched vintage buttons, and she came up. And they do look really vintagey.
They're beautiful.
So yes, those are the buttons, because I've been knitting more sweaters, and if prices go up with shipping and stuff, I want to make sure I have a good stash of buttons, particularly since I'm so picky. I don't like Michael's and other their buttons. They just don't fit my style. Okay. Well, you knew I was going to. I'm not going to start him right away. We love him.
It's mine.
Oh, I saw him
It's
first.
mine.
So, this is the other person that we discovered. She's crochet. She actually arrived in my email because of Dot Pebbles, even though Dot Pebbles is knit. This is Natalie Knitting, but Natalie spelled Natale. She's from Kazakhstan or something.
I think that's near Russia because if you look at some of the stuff, I think her name is Svetlana or something.
Something like that. Yeah, that's but on her pattern she puts it down as Natalie. And she has patterns in multiple languages, and she'll show on the side which languages they're in.
Some of them are in English only, which is really odd because
Yes.
she is not from America, I don't think.
No, she's not. And she has, like, this is intermediate level. She makes a point of doing step-by-step pictures, which is why her patterns are so huge. One of her patterns is like 20-some pages. She's very similar to Dot Pebbles in that way. But this one was the one Mom and I both fell in love with because he's just so pudgy and adorable. He's a bulky. except for like his paws and stuff. And we would have to find a bow tie for him because he needs his bow tie.
Or maybe put one on her hair. Make it a girl.
No, he needs a. I need him to have a bow tie.
So cute.
So yes, that's her otter.
So adorable.
He is just so fat and precious. I want to hug him.
And squeeze him, and I'll name him George.
So he's just such a little gentleman.
He's adorable.
And he's precious. He's about 7 inches tall, apparently. But I guess it depends on
your
your
gauge.
gauge. Mom would probably have him be like a foot.
My gauge is tightened up, though.
And this is probably one I'll start with. Here's the Svetlana Altunina.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the name Natalie Knitting on here. I don't know if this is a later one or this is I don't know where along the line she started changing what her name. But this is from...
Unless she's got 2 people working it.
Could be.
Because they look a little different, their feel.
But she has, it's like 22 different patterns, and all of them are adorable. This is from her Safari amigurumi patterns. We call these the Baby Needs Change patterns.
Needs changing.
And she has an adorable giraffe. It looks like he's about to throw his arms in the air and like,
Ah!
yeah, all over you. This is the zebra. Probably the one I'm going to start with. He, I believe, is DK or Sport. And what she has here, she's like, get, I think she said either an acrylic or, no, an oil pastel. And just very lightly pink the cheeks. That's why so many of her toys have a little bit of that. And I do have pastels like that.
They have to be oil pastels, though.
Yes. And that's what it's,
I think I have some. I don't know if I gave them away. I had some.
and she has a way with these patterns. She calls them a thread mounting, where you could then have the arms move, or
I've heard
you
of
can,
that.
or you can just sew it.
I've heard that. I like the thread mounting better, but oh, that's interesting.
So she shows you how to change colors. Like I said, she has a lot of pictures. Look at the face.
Oh, gee.
So, I'm looking forward to doing the zebra.
Well, this one has that stupid around the.
Oh, does it?
What does it have for the body? It starts with that around the.
Maybe because his shape, because he's so fat along the sides, you
Could
don't
be.
want him to be equal.
Could be.
So yes, this one, her baby toys also have a belly.
Oh,
Look at the belly.
it's a little baby belly.
It's a baby belly. Oh yeah, there's the giraffe
Oh yeah,
and the elephant. The elephant has a belly button.
that's not the same pattern.
No, she's just showing them where you can get more.
Oh, that giraffe is so cute.
This is her safari patterns, and she's like, you can get more information. He has friends, a giraffe, and elephant. There's also a leopard who basically looks like you can lift him up and he can be Simba, because that's what he reminds me of, even though he's a leopard. She has all sorts, and I believe this little guy's DK. So let's see. She, let's see, skin of each color. He ends up about 6 inches tall. Yarn art jeans. I know on here it said somewhere.
What is that?
It's a puppy. There's a dog who like whines all the time. I can't find it on here, but I'm pretty sure when I looked at it earlier, it said DK or Sport. Whereas I know I saw on there that one is,
I'm sure you can make it anything you want.
you can, but if you want it as big as she suggests.
I like the way she does the pins to show you
Yes.
where to do things.
She's very good in how she does her pictures. So I would highly recommend her. She does get back to you fairly quickly, as well. So yeah, she even starts with the mount. So like, you don't start with the pattern right away. She has mounting instructions first, and then she goes into your pattern.
How to make your bow knot.
Oh, you make the bow tie.
Of course you do.
Oh, I see. I thought you had to purchase one.
No, I mean you can, but
Oh, yay. That's cool. So yes. Highly recommend. I was very happy to find a couple. She has a sale. It's probably going to be done by the time y'all see it. Did you pick up your order?
No.
Okay, you might. I'm not sure.
It was on Sunday. It's only good until today.
Yeah.
The end of today, I think.
Okay, you might want to make sure you pick him up since you said you wanted him. I know there's another one you wanted too.
Mm-hmm. The owl.
That's right. The owl is super cute too. He's a longer pattern because you had to make his hat and his scarf too. It's not like the bow tie, which is like a little thing.
Well, that's cloth, though. That's not... Yeah.
True. But it looks like it's simple sewing. It's not like it's...
I mean, I guess you could do a fingering weight yarn and just do the, just make the thing...
The length, yeah.
The length, and then just sew it together and do what it says to do for the cloth, and you could do it that way.
Yeah. But cute patterns. She has a ton more. What drew me to her is I got bunny recommendations because she does some crochet bunnies, which are really cute. But then I found some for other ones, and
we need to finish because I think we did about 20 minutes on the other one, which means we're over 2 hours, and I'm sure that they are tired. Of course, we are going to cut a little bit, but still.
Yeah. Not a whole lot, but it's Night and Day's fault, and Poirot.
It's your fault.
With his egg-shaped head.
His egg-shaped head. So we want to thank people who commented on YouTube or on our PHN home. If I miss you, it's only because I didn't see you because you weren't there when I took the names down. But we want to thank all of you, okay? We want to thank Looney Hiker, we want to thank Kara and Paula.
Yes.
And anybody else who commented that we did not see. We are really appreciative of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We don't really have anything to say about... It's too long to say anything about health stuff at this point.
I don't think I have anything new because I don't have my testing. The important testing is going to really help determine whether I'm going to need surgery or not until next week.
And I don't have my x-rays for my dental stuff either, my jaw, until I think it's next week as well, isn't it?
Yes, it's the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's a week after because it's the 1st of July.
1st of July is a different thing.
Is it?
Yeah, that's my over here at Warren.
Oh.
With Sarah wanted me to get things checked out,
Oh, okay.
So appointments. Yay. Okay.
Yay.
We are getting our air conditioner fixed, so that's in the mix. And we're getting our new our refrigerator fixed, so that's in the mix. So
Thankfully, there's a warranty for the fridge.
Yes. So it's going to be, that's one of the reasons why I'm not sure how much I'm going to be getting done dyeing stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much all we have to say about that. Oh, for those who are Zoomers because they're Patreons, that is this Friday.
Yes, we should adjust that because this Friday we have to go all the way to Herndon for a 15-minute blood work.
Is that this week?
It's this Friday.
Okay.
And then we had to come back again.
It's on the calendar. Or maybe it is. I didn't see it.
It is.
We need to readjust that then. Maybe.
Yes, we were talking about Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, because that was something that they were only able to get prior authorization if it got done before it was like the 8th of July, and trying to find a spot, and it could only be done at their facility because insurance really didn't want to pay for it. So that Friday was the one day I didn't want my dad to take a day off for a 15-minute blood test. Mm-hmm. That seemed rather pointless.
Yeah. Especially since he has to take off to take me to the dental one.
So. Exactly. I was like, yeah, let's do it on a day. Because normally they aren't open on Fridays, but for blood work they are. Like, they aren't open for doctor's visits on Fridays.
Yeah. So that's basically all we have to say about that. We want to wish you all keep an eye out. If you're patrons, keep an eye out for Taya's notifications for you.
Right. We just need to flesh out. I think we're going to go Thursday.
I have to take a look at the calendar.
Mom will take a look at the calendar.
So we want to wish you all a very, very blessed week full of knitting and crocheting, whatever that is that makes you very happy. And we hope to see you here again for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 510, and that's a wrap.
Bye.